Abusiafo mamu nyina ache emma kwaba eba UTV so ene a critical issue isanse ne anope a critical morning ene ye hia wonu obetimi ajoine nkomo ene ye ba bebo isanse ne nsemo akase ene ye be eka bomu ani nyina ye de ebebro de dika kra be yero adomelevo auditor general homanso ya abai ya o kai asemi ehya ase akwakoye confusion nanu ya omakwa akoto ne office mu no say video eba abonte ankofo bebre CSO civil society groups en kaseti aban say the aban ye no enye nanu Ghana Integrity Initiative pani e kase time enyan abufno se Ghana oman ya practice democracy ya ade ba kokra ye dodo amemo fapem kese pa ene brofu bi a lawyer for kase separation of powers say arms of government ana aban enwumeko na fa no obia de ne ho ya obia e wo so otumi check of afoforo nti ufa judge for anase judiciary adwuma no a esinchen esese otumi check aban eye executive no ufa aban na ufa parliament so a parliament tu gina nchen ye wo se mahwebedwafo no wo mutumi check aban ene enema a wo maye ya hyeda ye ne saa wo mranim se de be ma obia anase aban no ne fa ba ko bi emu kamfa of afoforo so nyesa ebedu baabi no se bi so obi buye kom kra ye hu eno no fapem ya yi dodo amemo na se democracy no ejina eso enti Ghana kofa asa democracy ni bi free amano ne Britain any UK America ya kambo mu ma Ghana ye nya 1992 constitution no obi enim se sa principle of separation of powers no ene ye de be ye adwuma ti aba na san audit service adwuma ko no ye completely different and as ejina ne fapem foforo ewo oman mu no ebetimi aba ne aban edi afra ama omampani beka se opani no onko Afia yero adomelevo enna akoye manso aba sese wo hwe audit service edwumeko no yero adomelevo enna afi acting auditor general omo board omo nyina akwakoye bisibisi basa e won sem ni nyina mu anopei mema good morning ene akwaba eba UTV so sasemu edika e wo se etumi eka obeka ya professor Pokua asawe etafre no aza o de asem akwakoto Supreme Court ama Supreme Court say wolake jurisdiction oni to me say asem we say obetimi aka ehwo asem professor asawe say odi ya opa say Supreme Court eka bibia etesa nti asem we edika ya no pe wo say etumi eka ehwo asem ya ne mpanifo kukudam ebe twehwe nkomo mama kire mu ehin namra no achia ye nti ama GI ene nkofo ti se professor asawe mu kase wo mudi o ma no ho ya tutu obi ti say excellency o mampani na nado na kwakufu ado a oye obi onimu mra no na sa principle say separation of powers so ote ase na eye adwuma waya besi ene yabakwa akohwe ye NDC amanyoko ni MPP towards election 2020 manso aba NDC amanyoko ni chese wom the questions say nsemusa ma akomakwa duosia ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia onimu a omra meya no a chese o mampendada mahama esese oba na obetena akonwa no eso MPP amanyoko no so eye wo mo vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Ghana nyina ye vice president no excellence ono so say what the questions ma akomakwa duo no 50 afire NDC a chese o mampendada mahama wo mo mehoda so obeba omeya konwa kese no we ekyeresen ewo 2020 abato na ekoso no enkofo bi omo ya analysis omo sesen abato ho nsem obi ti say yera benefsen akase esanse NDC running mate Professor Jena no Pokua aba agronimity agroni nyina besa 2020 enkofo bebre so akase enye hute Ghana ha ma kese ekra chen Professor Jena no Pokua aba Ghana politics mu na na Credo Adjuma Rollins ene ebi mu eka ho omu nyina akra no enya ade eno na kire se de Ghana fo beto aba nti mo enfa no enye case na maame no obetime de vote aba ni nyina ebehwe towards election 2020 ba omia questions any NDC questions emu de hen na ebe kire abato aye ko 2020 no ene se de ensem ko na wotwe ya wahu se Ghana wo ba abre watches abesi wo a wo dwene ho adi okuno 90 years enka Bible kra kan ni wo so Onyankopon hira wa na odi mfie di osun na odi amanipa ebro so a wadi amfie di wotwe eno kra mu bre ene amane ho sa na dwom anase Psalms wo ma no oka no we de nipa bi akwakoche egu maami so wo kabana ewo TV do man tema bri maami ekunu na no na ma nam so UTV critical issues e ka say a critical question ye examine Ghana human rights record wo man bia ne record e che say ye makwam ye ntietia obi afa hodie so no etisen ewo omayi mu we ene sem bebre anopei e wo se etumi e ka ho asem na ye de bro live ewo UTV so eno eye critical issue Dr. Ochre Ankra HRD o Central University ewo eye enkra hanum se obeboa ye expert so ye consultant ewo public health administration ene ho sem nyina obeboa me atin sem na so ena lawyer ene gender activist odi vie bebre asom Ghana mind lawyer kese a ochade Gempa Law Faculty e ma me Glory for Igbodu enso ati ase wo mmenu ebeboa ma ensem we etumi aka from a vim lady Afia Pokua no pay your critical morning akwaba eba UTV so ye ba sisi ya.
Hey, stop! Stop! I buy you everything. Even your bodies, I buy it for you. I buy you this way. And I do you so share. Why are you taking my life this way?
Until before this way, but
Hey! Why are you telling me this? And cut! That's sorry. People know me, Acrobato, aka who knows tomorrow. Look, my profession is actor. People are always giving me encouragement because of my performance. This way chocolate drink. That is my secret. You just need only hot water. You just put it. You just take it. Easy. Even it just sustain you hungry. If you take this way, never hungry. You can take it anytime, any day, anywhere, everywhere. Everybody enjoy this way.
With this way chocolate drink, all you need is hot water. Mix and stir for a creamy look, and you're good to go.
I love this way because it tastes so good.
This way chocolate drink, near we here in Sushia.
Yesusu say ya bra bobeko no enye sa na mpempi na koma ye na sadom bedum wa monya utedidi mu a age se wonya yonko a wode wo betwere no na wonya hotoso se ensuo mo awiemu oka ho abribia se woyie sika hye wudwa wobotire na wopese wotre wosoto ni mu meche se emfa wonya adwuma ko a woye o ana sempo wo pe bietia wo ma school fees ene ya media sempa na mu. Best points at the Fufrobia bar and on the best points to scheme. Dear, what's all Yan said? Debiada for a simple and now tepu and to best points to scheme Nimo. Na yam peso be brebe brain tea, young crofan casababa or Naswa Bejib, Obomo dear to your money drop sumi no dear minia, who are Quenya Jibosia at the sort of how you na. And the best points to scheme any casubomwe to susu na jabosia bosumi mienuachi ya brewen hye pa edwene wo ho enti fa won to mababo best points to scheme dia no na die best points to scheme boa wusika no na chane bocho.
When I'm down and I need something to cheer me out, well, it's an exclusive drink, vanilla flavored and so refreshing. Special malt. Special malt. Guess what? Special malt makes me feel okay. Special malt. Even you in the system, before drink and see. Special malt. Special malt makes me feel okay. Special malt. So clean and smooth. Oh yeah, enjoy yourself. Special malt. Special malt makes me feel okay. Special malt. Guess what? Special malt makes me feel okay. Special malt. Even you in the system, before drink and see. Special malt.
Special malt. Feel special.
Your friend Mamma Yasma, Minimi Kumpufu, yet estate and Swana Chu be at the crowd, near Wolfu. As to say, dear, men who no quite panel, Tintin no, a chum, and one neat fufu, so win young quite pebby bosswa, a human is.
Neat fufu is available in 3 different tastes: neat plantain, neat cocoyam, and neat yam. Neat fufu is well packaged and so easy to prepare. So whether plantain, cocoyam, or yam, same preparation. In just 5 minutes, your tasty fufu is ready.
Under 5 minutes,
Neat fufu se manum bread, nabin. We young grandpa be bosswa manesi. Jumanesi, the tasty dana. Jumanesi, 5 minutes per nabbing. Jumanesi.
Neat fufu is so.
asem.
Kojama need kanu.
That transfer for me said that you knew. Frekodwa samwana chance on pobi for misika na emma non famrem. A church said that I'm in Sabeka Misika.
Ah, Papa, MoneyGram, it's dependable and the best of all.
And is available at Best Point Savings and Loans.
Wamu mani kuku Papa Efa Western Union. Ewa Best Point Savings and Loan. Omu diye yediye hutu amuswa. Omu ndiye jamoda.
Receive all MoneyGram and Western Union transfers at any Best Point branch close to you.
Best Point also offers Vigo Money Transfer, Airtel Money, MTN Mobile Money, and Tigo Cash.
Best Point Savings and Loans.
Your dream, our business.
Special, the energy drink.
I got the power, I got the energy. Man on baby special, let's try it while special energy drink. Yeah, man, you made it. One so called you the special energy drink. Special energy drink. No more lazy bone, get busy. Special energy drink. Special energy drink. I'm the man you made it. One so called you the special energy drink.
Special energy drink. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine.
Maybe a better mukon. See a bo hospital super. Na di ehu ne osurobi abehye and so say sia de entesa bu. Enam abefo ni abode anyansa pe en kan continue. Uba hospital near tawa bi pe ni ahwe wawie empo anesefo ene a doctor fo anim sedi enko enti no mreti a wape na yahwe na ho ato enti mentena se emma yare akro anko endokro ansana waba ayaresabia ehu behia se mre ano no ubeba na mpo se bibi bo mu a yahwe na yaso ano ama se sia de yemfa ntu yehu biomo se mfie nie amenko hospital ehu behia se ubeba na yahwem na se bibi tochiwa etumi esia no ama edro a ye pray ye ho eto omra ye ho dodo ye no enye se ebeye sa impo ewose oba hospital ne adi mfidie hwemma na bibia enkonkan emma ya ne de ye wo mu ahodo bebre na no so nkire se obedi no nyafunyafu edi no biara impo se wusika shampoo a obetu enya aduane a apomuden awomu nnuaba ene atosode no tse lettuce ene spinach ene mango impo cucumber ene anthropo ene green pepper ene carrots eno mo ne yekanfo nkatie ene agushi ene pear yekanfo se yendi enso eno nso yendi num bebre sa ye wo mre ene dodo a wo se udidi ema wa pomuden etumi ewie peyo samemi na dunu ye bono miensa pa wa United Television so no ya hihye dumedie bia ye friend my health my life my pomuden ene menkwa
Ebuzabo ya mama chemu akwa ba YouTube so no pe critical issues na de ebe no ye ba bebo enkomo fa Ghana nsem bebe a esia ni nyina hia ma me no mienu se ye betimi enya saa entiase anasa education ne yakọ yanim no yetimi ede entiase aka abom amyako ye fra me vim lady Afia Pokua no pe metina se me ne lawyer Gloria Oforibodu echade Ogimpa Law Faculty osana lawyer Penny and Chambers kese pa GOP Law Consult ewo Adenta obebo amyate ensem na se sanso na Dr. Ochre Ankra so ye openikasi a wo no wo chade Central University ene ne betwetwe nkomo me awe se de nsem ni nyina etiabusafo ni nyina ka boma ye de ebrebrɛw ewo UTV so ene ye dwumadi a wodo nyina no wo se ni nyina ye ka boma na kyese entiase aba abeboa ye na ye hyase abon nkomo for auditor general ensese mu beka ya na wotwe ya kyese oya so wokɔ ne office odu no office locks da ne office no yatum ame yasesa locks no ba ne se na ye sen manso wo hoda da nye ne ene se ase auditor general no anso mampani excellence na na dan kokufu ado se aban ene appoint auditor general no mampani mahama be fia konya so no ene ofa no so no ene meye adwuma odu wo no ma apɛ ene ono so hya ase so wo ye na adwuma na ado ba ye ano ne to aso so wo ye adwuma anche na ye te se o mampani se eye onko leave na ansa na manso bi aba ne abampanifo bi onu omunya oni omunya nkitawde ye oditiwe office of senior minister office ka ho asem no bebi ebeduru ya ne say akwakọ ekese ne ma ya ma ne ko leave o ga so on ko leave sanse o hwe labor law ni ma achia se o mampani be ka che se on ko leave so sin bi ye nsɛtɔfo hye mom ka so o mampani de o ye no so wachia ensem no o hwe constitution article 187 che so auditor general adwuma o ye no obian to me mfa no emefore mu untumi interfere enti abane se na auditor general adwuma de okofie ne office atum akwakoye nsem bebe board chairman ye oda audit service na no so say auditor general no so akwakoye no te say akora bia as a teletabis na ohwe oje ne toys ya osisei ni nyina hwe se sa na tie anaso o mampani mom ena wachia emra no anana ban ena o machia emra no anope mampedifo nyina akwaba ne achi anti gloria ye mo akwaba yeah say dog akwaba so yo anti gloria insha se fi auditor general say mu e constitution ne ye chia no anase ne kwan so na aban nam say auditor general enkofie ono so say onko se kra de wako yakoto no office mu ehe na ye chia
me mom there from beginning na me believe in history a brag auditor general ya appointed no na ye 7 days to the end of NDC government na anye bia nkasa sa time no ye tumi ko Supreme Court ne ko bisa se e wom se constitution akase eyi president no na be appoint auditor general na mom se president bia to ne so aba no nim se obefi akonwa no so within 7 days so to me appointment and me kai say US Obama ebra Obama about some months before kra Obama ye beto no so aba na Supreme Court vacancy ba ho Republicans ka chance onhwe ne ye na wanfo bi anhye ho because yenya nto abampa so odini die ma ama ayi party for no odini die nso ma oman no wa appoint obia nti ne time so your call no na Republicans win your maye one day nti me feel say at that particular point no cra cause see a Supreme Court near koye interpretation say saban ifiswa 1 week to time no to me appoint you bia na me mom dem me feel say appointment no cra ntoye and ansa na oba ho nso why na na ewo ho e kwan be ne fa so yi no fi ho ansa na de ne ba 7 days to change of government me there from day one no na feel say was see a challenge was Supreme Court
when na ka ujiri se kon challenge was Supreme Court
yeah say constitution say Ghana ni bia article 2 to me ko anti me from day one no na enye me de nti e bibia ba beto ho a as say Supreme Court come once say anye bia wo fi so a wo ye president now office so to me your appointment 1 week to your end of your council
but lawyer o kan na je say wo hwe 1 week to your end of time o da ho your president who da ho kuta mandate of Ghana for nti say 1 week 1 day cry 1 hour cry to the end of your term are you saying say nipa no on to me nye major decision bi ana constitution aka no bia 187 na o kan say on to me nye decision bi ana.
Oh, Mijidi say a person who alleges that BB is contrary to constitution. No, you bet to me ako Supreme Court, not Supreme Court also. My interpretation because BB fa in church move and constitution the Supreme Court ne can once. But Mijidi say that time now because say a challenges are appointment. But me be answer quite ben ye fa so e de ne buy why na na e wo ho why quite ben ye fa so yi na nsa na we ye de ne ba 7 days to the end of the John Mahama term. Into me mom dear, me from day one appointment na touching mama.
But lawyer na mpesa o chire mama. Eto chim say Mahama nim to me say aka 1 week into obey nana and I say by convention
and okay your friend be the law and the practice and ethics. Some mama US example Supreme Court vacancy beto and be 4 months or 6 months and sana Obama in the term no or the need him catch and say no appoint to be the need suma into a term in party win yes, Auntie Mijidi say, as I see a canvas and Sanya Benyasa, I dear bet you cram me elsewhere in the next government will be able to me appoint to before and fata.
Doc, my member also near this issue. Only Doc, I will completely admin for cry.
You, Medasi, Auditor General and Sem no, made me like I say multifaceted. What can't part be an uncampesemican? The timing of the appointment. Mira ya de efa Auditor General no na enipa binom ene omanpanyin ne nyadwen na susuampa se nipa ne nim se okọ obefiri aban se okofa obi a nipa n'adwuma eye enye papa na oketi problem amania oba befa na konwa no eno na nchen ena mra kwan mu susu yese onti amra until 7th na ya the president in fact on the 6th ubetumi asenya president obey appointment and it is valid emra kwan mu no o ho kwan so ye enti minua baadi kan bisa say ansa na ye befa opanyin hwan na ewo ho susuampa nipa no call retirement ena ye de foforo ibae anase ye yi ni firi ho minkai papa na mum se na ye bia na vacancy da ho nti na ma president appointing.
Yes.
Na se na emre wo mu a adanti na omampanyin no wanya sa appointment no long before say that time na obekon. Eno nanchen. Enti again she suggests say yenko Supreme Court ni yenko my interpretation. Ni yenhwe say transition period no from that time na ebe to aba kosi time a ye be handing over no eniema ben na ne all no betumi aye na niema ben na ontumi nye enti mrakwan mu de as per the law President Mahama wanye bibia a efomra ne mom
okay ti ho no de wo ne law anya adwene
mene ne nya adwene one fomra bia for appointing the auditor
actually me so man ka so afomra by your ethics your governance your practice
enti ethical consideration na wo de wo ka
me judi say any governance na
okay
enti wo hwe timing na we raise issues or you say not all moral things are legal not all legal things are moral enti ne kwan bi so no anka wo twen ya na obi so be say bisa say senkana ade bechimpoma president ne mra so mana hand over no se na Ghana ye wa akono a nti nke beka se mana nya hwe ya na anko be ye bibi enti eho no I don't fault him but as I say ye kon ye konya bibi a ebe guide ye nyina aso man ne ye hu se niema we ubetumi aye enema we untumi nye enkanka ne transitional period then the second issue has to do with the current president say time oba and obeto Auditor General. And let me say this without any equivocation. He's one of the most fantastic guys everybody who is objective will admire from afar. Auditor General has been very fantastic. Najuman onim or yen ye. Name mum show the current audit board the chair is a former Auditor General. And this is why again I also fought the current president. Hwe kwanye fast we yi former Auditor General ni fi ho nti one oye beta ene ye de na ba be ye board chairman nti edu ba bia na me na me wo ho na yi mi fi ho ene ye de obi ba na wo abetena ho that personality clash no enso moa oman no sanka me advisor to the president anka me catch them say onfa ni pafoforo mom na enko ho na ye bi say ye ho hwe opanyini portofie no nadmo ena maybe ba ye yi ni free ho NDC back they send the call. Then tina sa office na na sese nipa no kotena. Opanyini atefua, unse no NIA. Ono so emre by ofri ho. MPP by send the call. Enti etera bia na obi beka say ye obi bia fe institutional memory. Wa ye adwuma ho pen. Enti obetumi de ninim de aboa ma adwuma na akoso. Na ekoba ne sanso a sense nipa no even public knowledge. Say oh yes one yes also one ye at a point no auditor general no and so kwaya frenching say ade we na mrama ho kwan me ye ade we and so board ne say yes say wo ye o say me nye nti sa clashes no course wa and it is about the two personalities, the auditor general and the board chair of the audit service. Edu baby ni nanka ni papa mu a say ba ko free ho, because you can't have two masters in one ship. So nti sa niema mienu no amwa na assembly call Supreme Court. I call one of the courts. I'm not so sure. Now, as I say, enka auditor general echo. O see ade ade ne bre no no. When nya kwan anhwem. Inti na nipa ni bi so ka say auditor general no na wa personalizing the office. I have said say adwuma ne de onim or ye adwuma no so yie. Na susu ampa na omo bi kwan say ono so nya adwuma ne bi ana. Ah say so no ni ho na say auditor general's department na echo court eko jina oman na nem na nipa na anko na ye say o ye bu ogum so a edu ba bia na eno so emidi hu ya. One of our biggest problems in this country and they say we don't have any succession plan. Me ko echina me yare echina bi maja adwuma hwan na besi manan sa niema ne de eni ye kasem na memfa mfo so say na edu ba bi na ekwa say auditor general no is also too media friendly and he gets so excited in the media. At least me so asemi be ma hwehwe mu kakra susu ampa nokre enye nokre auditor general should come out nokre say odu ho no maka kire no say lock na e call office no ya sesa no isan say oni ho ni empese obi be call ho ana bibi be sinti ya sesa office no lock no na key foforo na ya de atom ne wa ha be je mo ka say onye ya na auditor general we
okay
ye misa no say ampa say ye bisa ye ka kire no say assistant lock no dem safo afoforo a ebetu de abie dani no mo ka say onye ya na. At what point when they try video no and also beda medium say okura safo a ofo so de abie pro na entumi mie ate da bia yemfa oman no ho donye adwuma kakra since personality wa asemi san ba hwe ayi the audit board chair tie nsema okeka
so ya odi nkora
asem enti na make say personality no na omo hwe omo personal ayi no sin eniema ombeyema oman no enya so mfaso enti there are a lot of questions there but I would have wished say nka omu bakon ebe free ho ayesa oman ye enya so mfaso the audit board chair and the current auditor general, they don't seem to agree on anything. How do you work?
Why now prefer say on free or na e bia beba so bia
emra kwemu de auditor general no utumi sorry anka so free ho the board chair no can be changed.
So the board chair should be changed.
Me say me advisor to the president make can say on say board chair of the audit service.
Council one agene somehow na
media makasa from day one the appointment you know what there was a flaw in it. Okay. Me from day one, no, I've not been enthused about appointments at the last minute. You know,
but in isolation, the Usha President Kufuor time one. Or Babeko Bear 1 week or Babeko Krana President Kufuor now say single point salary structure Obekaya. And or can't want to but I'm not complaining.
As I said, transition act, no, say restricted kakres. See a friend discussed, and now you call Supreme Court. Now you call interpretation.
Okay, transition act and what's now okay.
Now you say either Supreme Court can give an interpretation. Now Parliament they are share act, because hard dream.
Okay,
because we are sure say Kenya sa 1 week appointment bia ka president ba kono ani de mo benya ni appoint ya oni ne beye adwuma
now lawyer wo kan say is it not also showing you Ghana penifo ma appointing for say ya na omo ntumi criticize omo nti so appointing na eda not saying say any about appointing ono ani nkrofo ene omo beye government meanwhile mo na mo say separation of powers.
Oh, separation of powers. See, yes, you want the presidency, you want the legislation, the legislature, yes, and judiciary. Even what do you call it? Your constitution. So most of the ministers should come from parliament, right? Parliament, you for near most of the time, no, and your party no call for no diombe as ministers. Jama, you all inclusive government. Be once upon a time, there was a sports minister from the PNC. And then there was Pokua Doom, but it's just a small percentage. Majority, the government's own people and people that he has a team with, you know, and can trust.
Me person we share conduct the melebo appointment what share opinion say ahyase na na man koyi but yen hwe adwuma waye ene nkita odi akoso wo oni abante wunyini say de nkofo bi aka na say aban free day one and na watete papa no na papa no so na say de dog keken a free day one ono so anye na adwuma ya so oni aban wa asem yen hwe conduct of adwuma
no me say enya me nwanwa the way the appointment came no by all means
suspicion.
Well, you can't say it is say government go and still government in there and all these problems. But to me, mom dear, me from day one, the appointment was simply not appropriate.
But my okay is a lawyer. One I can't take a 187. Say office na completely independent. That's a principle of separation of powers. So yeah, Juma dia. Say ne emfa ho de appointed no time or buy. Say ne ka president abehu no. Do me level na kasa ti ase ne office here independent. President to ti ase say Juma papa ne ye no oni obi afa. Independent auditing e na oye. Nti ade na attention e won the office ne aban class ne free.
As I say, you separate technical personnel from government appointees. Okay. The technical persons in your public servants or civil servants, one no, there must be continuity in terms of public administration. See, when you work as a civil servants, it's now a fable. But when it comes to appointments by president and governments, they are different. As I said, president now or to to me an appointments. Intermediate still, I feel say. I think I keep repeating myself.
Yes.
But seriously, the first as I see I can't want them because I thought it was so ridiculous. Hey, ya to aba well lusu ya baba sister aban. Now quickly, would a key position say Auditor General aba and I was surprised so Bianca Hoshi. Well, I just said Kodiba straight Supreme Court near the court, but Bianca Hoshi. Now say it's like you can foretell something that will happen. Okay. And that's exactly what is happening. The tensions, the suspicions, and all that. And why anything like I say once and for all, you can't transition one step. What a president, an outgoing president or government can do, and what they cannot do.
Me personal aspect now the buy and which is young critique a law no transitional act. Near or limit. Who are near me now kwanya? Who on Monday say president, but dear now betting ya dear now to me ethically.
And in practice, here what the law in practice.
Doc, you share conduct council case tension in man so na da ho no na should be expected because of mode of the
yes as I say.
Well, entina make us say show America. Na obi wo ho a George Bush na call war a ono na ye head. Obama buy na say mo na ma share ntokwa na ase nti mo nto aso wa nyina di we say Africa ha no yes level of trust no for especially our opponent no ana emu emre kakra so na so on man ye adwen say e be build institution instead of building personalities and ke be boy then that's what Obama told us when he came to Ghana and some na Dr. Njudan Sumo account for over 20 years. Obama beka e boy man. So, NTC building institutions. Ni say emfa ho mponi nia ye de natena ho. Say institution nankasa ye adwuma na ye ni ye dia. Ene emfa ho. Enti again not to repeat ourselves no. Omanpanyin dada in his appointment no, he was not wrong. Mom back to the issue say na eye. De woniema nyina ho kwan ne mo nyani nyina na fata ye. Na eye say oya na and now then to na ohwe na djuma wa yeso a me say independently metun aka say adwuma no na oye ni ye Dom Levo was working well except for the fact that he was personalizing the office for which I don't agree with him. Edu baby no I say me and no there yemfa nya adwuma you work as a team uni nipa na ye adwuma na say there's another aspect you say assembly was Supreme Court ye nya mmuae say Ebema ho kwan un say Auditor General oswell he is sworn into office near obey acting yen swear no is he going to be privy to all documents? Because acting there, everything that the Auditor General does, obey to me, there's some constitutional interpretation here, as I see from the Supreme Court. Now, on mine, Nankasan Yensan Fanche, say, you better do on mine no more. Me, that's where I have my issue. Say, you better do on mine, and Fahunenia or appointing me. You will memo a sipping. MPP for a day, Honorable Alajete Beye Speaker. Edu maybe ma opposition for nominating is almost a speaker. Then I catch it up. There's opposition for no crowd who say Papa Susuan Pejuman Wayen into your percent on Santa now. And Sana by Naka say, Yani, I didn't buy young penny beyond Tenante. Inti si ebenya nipa o betumi ayi o makomam so be som o man no na se ye ma ye ho kwan se ye be ma o man no ne ho do abaye mu a it will not matter who is serving na personality clash na am waye wo hu me na me ye boss sesi a obi so say obi na te o tena ho sa ne ma no emwa na ye say denti me I have said it and I won't stop saying it. Not just this president, according to the constitution, power is not any sitting president. A dozen. Yama president so much power. Me say, Omaimu, a dear president to me, Yanis or best son by any bema. Power is not dozen. If you nipa do a president appointing, or be a president a man appointment letter, president who need that. Oh, who need that? Obey them, nipa be obey them. And say Public Services Commission, near some of the positions, no young funny power send off at that. You be a momaye. There's one man, Sapon Kumakuma, Dr. Sapon Kumakuma, or University of Ghana Business School. Met me the Minsawi, Ashe Jem, met me the Misa towards a car and faso, if it is about that man. I don't hear me any nipa say, I'll bet me a sumo mano from their hearts. I can say, oh, man, and I may sumo, and found in your deme buy. Ye misa se susuampa Auditor General o ma obi ehun se o man ho do na o de ye adwuma ana se o ho se obe please ne appoint nipa na o appointing no.
But are you saying say no ne ade a wo ya na se de o appointing na adwuma na Auditor General na ye?
Me ka say na adwuma na nkasa no o ye ni ye to a point but no personalize office no.
Okay.
Sebi say china wo yare a nye nipa na be hwe ho. Hwe ye say ko leave. And I like his position at the point he said he respects the presidency into Obeko leave. Obeko no nim say oko. Wo onim say oko. Then I say osan ko office was oko fa den. Then oko fa office wo. Oko na den na niam ehia ni nyina wan fa nko preko. Te da bia na say ye bibi say nipa hu na we always want to be in the media. E ho kakra no mani nye ho. Me say ye misa no you are in the media. Ask if he will answer. Susuampa ye kachire ni say ni do no ya sesa ki no. Na ki fufuro o meji ana. And also onye. Oh, then I send video say or this afwan is him na entumi mie. Was he not told? Ya catch red. So, until we yes, I near me, I never more be so say, one must say, Susampa, obey ye, Juma Papa, or by say, oh, Baba Hunty, government appointees. A banner, says you any po near or no, all who say, Abwana Finis, yes, or Finis, on any best, Runya no Beckham, and also obey her who's ye. But me person will can't as him when I say, method, I dear manages as him when a woman say a clash by said council can you know. So I shall say the way I have tension here day now was to be expected. Yes. But she quite ya first why ya manager there. You didn't say at the end of ko ya enko yi and then actual letter kofie. CSO sabe press conference president the oh yeah and yan council. My papa ni tell on yan eduma. Before that no office of senior minister akọ clash and akọ and I say no so actual letter. Say there as a buying or more manage Auditor General issue we. Kwan fufu bi o ha na nko mbetimi aye no a enken ko fa tension ba na ntia me di yawo the board of the audit service. Unfortunately no the chairman was biased or he had his own issues. It is a board ni your madwuma yi a it's under the audit service. As I said you say can my board dam kra onimniwura. So it is a board ni your madwuma yi and you can say oh sebi asemba anya ba ene ye de eka kasa dem abato nti se omo to me manage omo issues a nka nsem ni bi o ha ama bonten so nti board no na me photo e tell bi a ye say o nipa na sa na ote me say mahu nipa bi obi a say ye kana sema enka enso ebi mutumi ni kasa ma nipa ni tie nti couldn't we have had any better means say betumi ni papa yi atena se ni na kasa ma na hu say Sabi yen na ba se be som oman ya mesom ye ho ya mesom party because there was Ghana before NDC, there was Ghana before MPP. I didn't see the baby yen to me anhwe board na your madwuma ye. And I'll say it, board na your they could have managed this well. No mo ja ade man ko ya na again mesaka papa no seems to be media friendly and media happy. Na ni je say time bia ya discuss no. Otherwise ni esi na watwi ense nkesi.
Council management no we say all the fault in bia ma kwan fa so ya appoint papa no but said they manage ade no you betimi an better than you said aye no.
Me believe you can say Supreme Court crack the issue of regulations and a regulatory body. Well, a constitution you say the Auditor General shall not be subject to the direction or control of any other person or authority. And no cry papa because what is the supervisory role of the audit service board vis-a-vis the Auditor General? When you be as a so we are subject to some form of authority. It's say one no as a
constitution na
as a constitution no ye hwe come once because the fact that separation of powers and now the fact of independence just say you should not be subject to the control or authority of any person. What is the role of the audit board? Yeah. What is the supervisory and advisory role?
I was a board no to me override it. Said there now you don't can say board no cry na cause the level confusion.
I'll call it a form of supervisory and advisory role. Should be specific.
Yes. But when so say a case board no go any Auditor General na etreman so no. Board chairman no be can say omo na tro letter e de koma o man panisi e ma papa ni ko leave. Inti the ben na papa ni benya ni independence o be ya adwuma.
Papa no shall not be subject to the direction or control of any other person or authority no. Eno na
seriously we need
subject to the control of any other authority. Na ebeye yesa in administration management yesa. President requires subject to Parliament and to the civic population.
Yeah, you are right.
Law, chile if I call law, ni say labor law no, minim say o chile labor law class law faculty. Mbacho say, to say domelo go leave. You know, crese the domelo go cho letter de come am penny say. Leave no, afene so na wan kwa ye twom asiegu. Inti president to me mesore meka say chinchine a go leave. Na for wasan chile say we leave dana de aka nyina ya kan nyina bom. Kona president betimi aka che time I was all ready abra when you ready so be rested.
Our constitution article 187 clause 12 about leave of absence of the Auditor General.
Okay,
it's their opportunity. The constitution has taken into consideration the fact that he may not always be at post. There's a part for leave of absence. It's a constitution, so
18712.
Yes, clause 12.
The salary and allowances payable to the Auditor General, his rights in respect of leave of absence, retiring award, or retiring age shall not be varied to his disadvantage during his tenure of office. Into any leave, any allowances. But President Betty catch and say, "Call Abra when you're ready, so Bekwana." President Betty made determine time.
So leave of absence, our constitution, why not? There's a leave of absence. Because your constitution don't need the basic law. Labor laws must not contradict the constitution.
Okay.
If you are member, no what's here say Ninyuma yemuno. Okoye audit or get fund.
Okay.
Nipa pi wo ha no modin wo ne report ni. E nipa ni bidin ba medium. Ebi mu so din ama. Ebi mu so din ama. So wo hwe ni yie pa edu ba bi na even you say nipa na dodo na omudin wom na ensese nka omunyan. You singled out only those in government and about medium. Those who were in opposition omudin ama abonten.
No ono no release report in there.
Ono natural report no. Hwe etada bia ansa na ade no kra be call the rightful no na akọ media. Me ho kakra no. Me say mentiase. Say kakra na bibia da abonten. Ghana ha ube document ya tropa. Me say Supreme Court, they have a lot to do. I'm saying almost everything was here they call normal church. We have to keep them busy. They say doors one fine between you do I say more moduma ya say. Bibia ya trust say confidential. Na at the newspaper. Inti nipa no leak such a document ya any day. Cabinet member nyina to me by medium. Why na ye holding responsible. So inti edu baby a yen hwe nipa na nkasa adwuma na wo ye no why not the audit service why dom level why he as an individual na makan report bi so a otumi say ampa papa adwuma na o ye no he is on top o ye adwuma ni ye nti edu ba bi a na wo nya service bi ontumi nkasa akora no wa Johnson ho nti oto na twene o ne weak point ne mum say adwuma na otumi ye ni ye dia anke enya na man ye ne yen san hwe se asoman no ebedu mire bi e beka hwe Bank of Ghana almost every regime yes sir governor na yema appointment is now times now kwatan fi etua o ka o ene na Ghana fo adwene mmaso
ene ye kan wo
kwatan fi etua wo ka nti etua nipa mienu ka o ni yama na kwatan fi etua ne ka ne oto osisi azu etua ne ka enya o man na eboka why can't we be certain say adie we die yema nipa me I just wish we will have a different mode of appointment
than said the appointment.
We need a constitutional amendment. Maybe nienya ebi a commission bi a it needs a professionals. No mo so ya san hwe say o meye o madwuma yie. Na nkoba ne sa na say eno an say oh president appointing nipa no oh me enya na appoint meye ne amepe. E ba ne sa dia ene me say we will continue to be where we are.
Mama American article 187 na lawyer kase yen kan no ene the clause 187 clause 7 I see in the performance of his functions under the Constitution or any other law, the Auditor General shall not be subject to the direction or control of any other person or authority. B, may disallow any item of expenditure which is contrary to the law and say charge. But maybe a person emphasizing 7
not any authority
shall
not even parliament.
If you subject him to the direction of the board chairman, constitution
there is a problem with the constitution. There is because no lawyer can say president of Ghana create me friend by parliament say branie misa on sana brana befa ensem to yani and then auditor general the on the net say your pen obey you obi antumi nya ne hwe yo
na bi say nya so the pen obey according to duties are the man over 187
na nipa be na mfom me no mienu tie ye mfom ye ka say kura no betumi afom oh you can get it wrong into e ba ne sana then we are as well saying said then the board is not necessary identity board no in corporate governance no the board is the highest of any institution so what and that's where again I have a problem because here Ghana here all the state institutions so you are appointed chief executive separate we are appointed board separate which is wrong. We got it wrong from day one. So board na appointed one won say no me buy all the university councils and say your vice chancellor no a council so you know say you can misbehave towards the council but you see no enim say a president appointed me so a former or a current president appointed me what board no one which is wrong. So yeah answer sa na a lot of the state institutions the problem I want to know say onim say automatically no chief executive a board member or do you know we na appointing and say appointed board we are colleagues on the board na to the bia na okra say obi na appoint no appoint me on the appoint me we colleagues we are the same level which is wrong nti say e be ma ultimate responsibility na ko board no na board na kasa ko yes search appoint obi then you know you are at a point there's one person I na me real finidi the board okra kasa me bibia o so wonfi
because when him say any board na fa na
no president na somewhere is it Cocoa board or one of those institutions it's a fundamental problem in this country say you hear near solve and Kobane Sadia will continue to have such problems.
I think and only as a man lawyer can say the idea we say the best settle in the Supreme Court and
the Supreme Court must be kept busy. They must be kept busy.
But lawyer a year unia be maka say ke be a board chairman Yaman Kofi either so aban be mana Kofi and now no kasa resign o ne ya adwene say the be tension so
me ne nya adwene in the sense say your constitution me constitution na me no it's definitely shall not be you complain about shall not be subject to the direction or control anya bia in governance there you must be subject to direction and control it's
but this is not subject to control where they ask a papa na e hye no or see any actual letter come up president
we must have a role. As the board must have a supervisory role.
Yes.
Advisory role.
Yes.
If the board in exercising its supervisory role or advisory role no comes up with something, as I see a more opportunity. Now a year precedent, send your bear next time say in practice no, CSC subject to shall not be subject to direction or control. In practice and for good governance, there must be some form of subject to control. It is a media, yes, so I see independent media. But constitution now, because the media no is subject to control of the law media commission and also
even public policy.
If they come up with any what do you call it, article which is contrary to which defames characters and is contrary to national security and public policy and the rights and reputation of persons. As I say, you're calling on to order. It's in the constitution. See, BBI is subject to some form of regulation. Make a case, a national lottery case, what do you call it? National lottery operators. NLA, the Ghana Lottery Operators Association at the NLA court said they are not subject to NLA. But the Supreme Court said there must always be a regulatory body. Sure. And that's your right to have your business, to earn your income and not to so benya usika and now be do hoso no enya sika na wa operate wa Ghana no and no chance any see a regulatory. The regulation no there were baby.
Yeah, but lawyer when I cover ethics be mu ahyase. Nti wo de ethics ne be mu a ethical wo hwe say the board chairman no why na dwuma de bia one papa yi we kan we atwa na ode asi a as ogina auditor general ne kon so a auditor general ne nya kwan na wahome eno ethically na correct.
This will be a record be auditor general has the facts on subject to direction or control. But we know emphasize so yes subject to direction and control.
But constitution kasa one or kasa constitution is paramount too. It is a constitution kasa na domele go so say constitution is obi antumi hye no a domele boy boni ana.
Yanko Supreme Court. Even the appointment of the auditor general. Now omo interpret my yen. Say na be ye bi nsibio. Na subject to direction or control so Supreme Court. And you be because not subject to direction or control. A woman be bodies be created are not subject to direction or control of any other person.
Not subject to control. No, the same auditor general. Vehicles. Vehicles. Edu baby, you say when you board approval. You say you could crash on be investigation. Untumi uni who can be investigation. If you went wrong, who will put you to order?
Na ena constitution say on yes subject to direction of control. Into ono so auditor general na fa say obi ento me share so
auditor general say any government institution the aban I am person may use the word d say be omo use aban sika the year aduma bi so hu na say won wo to me say ba ko hwe me kwan on fa so omo the sika na edi aduma na say wo de wo wakoto vehicles na say kwan on fa so to na nya ntie ye investigation or see on premier investigation adenta
na is it not within the article 187 say obi ntumi control
na o man sika nti o man sika na say wo de aye aduma sebe ye say wa semeda so anim han nti se wonim se wa yaade na hwe ni ho a asamboni bia ni wa na obi se oba hwe ma wo obi de utumi ko hwe na wo de e ba hwe ma so ompene then se we yesa ebi mpa wadwenu mu fa ebi so wonye boni bia wo na mmom your disposition nko am obi ka se ene e bia bibi something fishy.
But can't we use the same argument against Aban say the Aban and ne papa twema so Aban will be person odisie because nkofo aka say ade na Aban person odisie ade na auditor general because nkofo aka say be say Aban sika sembi na ye ko election year won pese chinchine yi papa ni furu na ma wentimi ameka ho asem
me ntwe yanko achi kakra. So we have constitution now article 187 clause 15. Almost see anye accounts of the auditor general shall be audited and reported upon by an auditor appointed by parliament. Into me Jesus aka yasemia yokoni ade account. Say your accounts na bia.
Yes.
Into parliament and so e wan said there so be appoint auditor. No auditor general. So parliament nye dia na ne necessary omoye.
Inti no answer ba lawyer o kan one ka say yoko o say parliament an auditor appointed by parliament.
Constitution as a senior and sub Bible because parliament won't appoint meaning say parliament but
then we can also go and look at the instrument now establish Yoko no what powers they have been given.
Because, but where the constitution they kind of specifically say parliament ebe appointed auditor obe check the level office and he say on far auditor maya na sa aban ne se chenchene ya Yoko en check wa say na Yoko for out of place that is a papa point na ahase no kan no he is rather right.
And I was here reshame.
Yeah, interpretation.
The parliament, where they are specific.
Where specific.
Parliament, Rashe bedroom for, and appointed auditor. And your Rashe bedroom for an appointed auditor. Then there's a so much normal appointed auditor. Now auditing a year, okay, cast in and your make come.
Council, Mr. Media minimum question, question. Afia, now, what is your view of? The auditor general said 3.5 years. That's what I call leave 9 days. Until now, Oyajuma Omre.
I said leave, you know. When I make a law, so labor law. Law faculty. I bet Mama say
yes, auditor general to me call leave of absence. And you be call leave of absence now. Why na bet na kwanyam anya bi oni akono tena na kwanyam a so auditor general will leave into ono yen to me gaso ye auditor general into e hu hia say obesu na but there's some opportunity for leave of absence any benefits our constitution it means say yes leave of absence no e no kwa na me hu nti am kan accumulated leave because constitution say leave of tibia because say
but right say aban na be ka che ni pan say onu ko leave na labor law ni no o employer betimi aforce o say ko leave
labor or employer
say labor betimi aforce o say ko
ye fee constitution mu ko labor law mu dia labor law a chere number of times say nipa etumi ye adwuma ni break any leave as so ko inti labor law no ahyehe cause anye bia labor law e hu sen pen bebre no eya employer ne omo eye adwuma ne omo form adwuma no asisie kakra bem nti omo ahyehe say adwuma bia say every day utumi nya break afenso say utumi rest say na 1 hour kra afenso ye time ye adwuma in a week. And apart from that, so as a time I am ensure so be cool leave. In the end, there will labor law. So as a employer be out share now
work
you can say work
or leave or employer na edwuma ra na wa ma na anko leave na afe. Na say kekan boss saa ubetimi a cho letter to say the president ye say by force wa na koda. Ubetimi ayelo a.
Sanka every year. And no, you better say labor law no can wasem. By practice, no, minim how omoyen because leave no there every year. As so be cool.
Na enye true say the year domele can say afene so a on the nente ase oni mo labor law no say one ko leave no na sa afene twam a leave na sheagu.
But if you
there was a time I adwuma one ko leave yen time no ye na me adwuma on bank ache so time na mo you can say human resource department near friend no leave commuted to catch one ko leave no one forfeit
but that was before the labor law
but labor law in 2003 ye hu sa dey commuted converted to cash no nemom ne meka ne say every year so be a leave.
It's president need right to be forced to make vote on leave.
Every year employer be our right so be catch.
E kambo mu a president bet me and force
accumulated leave no there's a some hwe ho kakra but every year who employer no to me e catch who employer so on leave.
Okay. Doc now better
me say then na medical doctors kura sebi omoji nipa nkwa kura ko leave. Then tina enfie miensa nefa. Also I call leave 9 days. Then until only one institution in Yajumana. Now I do a na come here say what personalize office and say only one bibia into me course. Say Uncle Basadia. Necessary at least nipper be out cocoa home. Tell the beer to me bra if you am no if you baby na bar. Tell the beer out to come out to me down. We nipa. Now here look at how sensitive the office is. Now say why you do man fear me and sour bread. Obetu ya ko sign document and say what sign. Eba ne say nya o man na ye ho be kire. Enti again ye hia say ye nya say obi be ma yenchiremu me because of sanya management I'm say that be anyame ma ho kwan na kwa kosua law ni bi we do abi ha na me limited but otherwise the Supreme Court should give us a lot of interpretation na a certain issue no ye da wa you say law of precedence nti BBC a na yakoye we nti na we ye ma ho kwan ankoba ne sa dia then we are always
in fact yani Professor Rebecca say cause omo no mo dey asem ya kokko
me say kese say omo ni discussing the leave of absence any terms than to come and say a man accumulated leave because constitution no e ma kwan say auditor general benya leave of absence bia I think say omo use that terminology no than to talk of accumulated because and also the same bibiri
and then ka also omo ne tena se no
omo ne ka
board chair ne say omo ka kire so onko leave o se wonko
board chair ne say omo ka kire so onko no se wonko oh okay no mo chiro man
so omo di I say omo afi bia so onko leave o se wonko
subject
to subject to authority no 187+7 na akoye man so say so what dey share constitution so onipa no betimi an adwuma obia metena ne so obia meche de onya
other person or authority
say every institution parliament has oversight responsibility into parliament betimi afia ni nyuma say ade we a oye eboa anase moa nti I'm say parliament now so have a lot to do.
Yeah, we call man so the Professor Rebecca from Florida. Onu no lead ni nuanu bi omode asem eko court na no crowd dey can say Supreme Court asem a waka Supreme Court anye ni ye say Supreme Court kwan a wo fa so a wo kɔ no Supreme Court moa ye say de nyina ya te say for Igbodu ne Dr. Ochiankra mu nyina aka say asem we wo say etumi settle e wo Supreme Court nya say de kɔ no de wan na de manso ene bebre Ghana but pani ba ko message a odi aba William Osakumo no estate no say it was administratively wrong say bra man pani Mahama Afia konya so say abre ni mum ene okwa appointed auditor general say o meye adwuma we nya adwuma keto a also sorry ya na okwa kofo bia so ma me administratively there onye ne kwan so kra abranti we to say if ya audit service asem we there critical issue part ye say mo discuss no also ojiri say Audit Service Act 584 ebetimi aboa ma yetimi discussion nti openi ebekọ Audit Service Act ni akwa kwahwe se de esem no ti openi si yenkom ne no ena ebetimi aboa ma yetimi ate ensem na se ye na etumi asettle issue no abrante ba ko say doc ono ya adwen pa se e wo senka board chair no ye pam no anaso ono nkasa okosan so ono ka ho na do level confusion we nyina eba kwan ya papa no isanso wa ye adwuma da e wo Audit Service nti bibie no wa do level ya ebe so nani Robert Nkrumah so no so ne doc ya adwen 100% Ebenezer ako abokolo we for not please me pese me hwe mo pa ti Ebenezer obetime hwe e wo Facebook ne Ebenezer Kwame Junior no it's as simple as that doc and I can't say no kremu pa Terry Orleans and I say God bless you vim lady ne UTV nyina na James Mensa no say mama I really support the Dr. Oche Ankra kan pa ebeya nka instead say do melebo na beko leave no yempa mo papa we yeah Audit Service Board chairman no and Azan Simpson no say I agree with his comment but Auditor General any appointment ni nyina so untenable better na watch who free akonya so obefa Audit Service boss so ono na metena akonya no eso na awuye fellows no say if ya as a lawyer Gloria for Igbodu de ontumi nka asem no say de obefa ya o kan ma kan ko MPP adwen Ghana for no no chana de o kan nyina so o kan fi constitution ni mo o kan nyina fi constitution yes constitution ni mo na o kan fi no destiny in Krabia no say if ya the man in question must be removed Sir President ontumi nsake na onyi no esa se penduru asa board chair no wo ho de nya de asumdwe beba Audit Service order yesa na Ghana so no omo ye di o man no hwemo asem ono so edit to edwa no betimi akọ Facebook na for hwe critical issues ana say UTV Ghana no so de comment ba ye betimi akenka de ama de WhatsApp ye so no so e benya boche akenka e de ama critical issues ni ye kwa ahoma no say ne Dr. Professor Asare echradie ewo Florida University ono na dia asem yakọ court say kwan a aban ne government institutions ye ewo do melevo case hu no enye ne kwa so kra prof ewo aman so prof no pe mo achi ho hello prof ye mo achi ho ahumana te ko ebesan ko nche bie enkomo na ye de mu ncheche mu nyina ade abremo ide ase ensa beka prof anase ne lawyer ni ne lawyer ni so atwetwe enkomo abrante ba ko message ode aba se efia se mo hu Audit Service no me mamo sessions na eka about issue no say the bambo because the mele want to meet now and can say it's a constitution I can 187 say when you're subject to any control and other direction you know say the ope and obey e de amagana ma nyɛ saa so a na just o man ankasa no de ntia ye fa do melevo so o mesom Ghana na no so ya chia eno so de enya de ebebo e kra Jim Kwesi Eche Clef eno se vem me hwɛ mo anopei e wo YouTube good job e na mo ye mo nkoso ana mo nkoso na adwuma kese a mo ye de asom Ghana man no mo bo aboa amagana so etimi akɔ nanim yanko Eric Alipo oka lawyers na wo mo na ye adwuma Emma Professor Sari omo de asem no e de call court no Yera Alipo pacho good morning anope
good morning madam it's saying
Nyankopon adaro ma pacho so
boko
pacho mo na mo di anim ma Professor Sari case mo de call Supreme Court pacho betimi ache de na mo pe e wo Supreme Court so nti mo de asem no e koto Supreme Court anim no
yo me that say let me explain that me too no enye yeah I will speak more of English.
Well,
the whole thing is that Professor Sare's mind is that it is wrong for the president to issue a directive to the Auditor General to proceed on involuntary leave, or what we refer to as accumulated leave. They said they have accumulated leave, so it should proceed. So our case in court is that it is wrong. There are three issues. First of all, it is wrong for the president because, according to the Constitution, the Auditor General is not under the control or the direction of anybody, any authority in this country. He's only accountable to Parliament. And so the president is wrong in directing that the Auditor General should proceed on leave. That is one. Number two, having proceeded on leave, the Auditor General himself is wrong to have relinquished his office because he has taken an oath. He has subscribed to an oath of office to remain in office and is an independent constitutional body, and so he shouldn't have gone. And so we are also asking the court to order him to come back to his office. And then thirdly, the Deputy Auditor General, having been appointed as acting Auditor General, and without subscribing to the oath of office of the Auditor General, he has assumed duty as acting Auditor General, and that is also wrong. And so we are asking the court to stop that also. Now, that is what we are expecting ultimately in the race. However, we think that because these actions have been taken already, the Supreme Court has to restrain or has to stop the Deputy Auditor General from acting in that office, which he has no authority under the Constitution to perform the functions of, and then also order the Auditor General to come back and order the President to curtail that directive. And so we went to court asking for injunction, interlocutory injunction, pending the determination of the case itself. So this is what we went to court for, and we were not successful. We were not successful with the application for injunction. The substantive case itself is still pending and will be heard in October when the court comes back from vacation.
Okay. Enti lawyer na said the ochemu no when am the court say nka court no e fa injunction ento asem ni nyina so ana Auditor General ba ko na oba ne but mami musa asem we ye wo say wo court there this issue of say obi act unsa social constitution ma ya kan 187 say here any akọ clause 12 say Auditor General no betimi anya leave of absence. Enti our leave no who should act?
The Auditor General, if you read that Article 187.12 very well, I don't have my constitution because I'm actually driving and I have packed.
Okay.
I don't have my, but you would say that if it is under his authority that he can delegate anybody to act in his office, only him, because he is responsible for that office, and anything that happens in that office, he has to answer for it. So if anybody has to act in that office, it has to be the Auditor General that would appoint somebody or delegate somebody to act in that office. That is, if you read, I don't have my constitution, if you read Article 187.12 very well, you will see that whoever is going to act in the office will have to act under the authority of the Auditor General, not the President of Ghana. I don't know if that point is made clear now.
But lawyer, people also disagree with you, say, and yes, audit board, no, and I also direct Auditor General, and to Auditor General, no, and going to me funny to me, and
no correct, because if you look at Article 187.12, it doesn't talk about the audit board.
Okay.
If you look at 187,
187 board, Nasem.
187, first of all, 187, 1. it mentions the audit service only once.
Okay.
Once, and that is all in the whole of that article. And when it mentions it says that there shall be an auditor general whose office, so the office is created specifically for the auditor general.
Okay.
And that is it. Nobody else occupies that office with him. If you
Lawyer,
read the article carefully.
But lawyer, refer to 189, Article 189 to say, clause 1 is the audit, there shall be an audit service board which shall consist of one man. Subject to board regulation.
No, the audit service board, if you read on, it doesn't say that they have any control over the auditor general. So we recognize the three entities. That is the auditor general, the office of the auditor general, and then the audit service board. The auditor general. The office is for the auditor general, so that is one entity. The other one is the audit service, and the third one is the board.
Okay.
So we recognize all the three, but look at their functions. The board does not have. The board is not the one that appoints the auditor general.
Yes.
So the board does not have any control over the auditor general. Because if you look at the constitution of the board, the president and other put people in the board. So if that board will have control over the auditor general, then clearly the president is having control over the auditor general. So if you see the auditor general stands on its own, there's audit service. And so the board is for the audit service. It's audit service board, not over the auditor general. The auditor general is an entity on its own. And its function, it says that his functions will not come under the control or the direction of anybody. Okay. Anybody, no entity at all. And it is very clear in the Constitution. So if we can exaggerate or drag these provisions to mean that a board or a president or somebody somewhere can control the auditor, then it's not independent enough. That is a problem.
Okay, lawyer, hold on. I want lawyer for everybody say. Or no one lawyer,
so what's your constitution now? Send your mekaya 189 clause 12. Auditor General to me call leave of absence. Now so call leave of absence and you be a wine a bet now. So what's your audit service now? You see the appointment of Article 189 where they will be at your sentiment can clause 2. The appointment of officers and other employees in the audit service other than the Auditor General shall be made by the Audit Service Board acting in consultation with the Public Services Commission.
So the Auditor General
It is the Auditor General niwa. Want to make us say Auditor General call leave of absence. Auditor General na necessary appoint will be ma obey acting. Anya biya any employees who are officers is the audit service which appointed these officers and employees. It is your administration and management there. Any audit board na kasanso to me you be ma ought ho acting in place of the Auditor General. Miss, that's what the Constitution says. Okay. It's a name for us to say Auditor General. And say, oh yeah, you obi a so constitutions will be on control or corner or funny pay and you be. Yes,
okay.
It's a board no share.
Lawyer, the disagreement lawyer for
I didn't. If you can explain, I didn't hear her quite well. It was faint.
Should I speak English?
What can 189? And I say. The argument I will make is and Auditor General Nankasa and I also appoint to be more active and constitution in it is I know I'm the court there.
189 provision
189. Okay, 189.12 and now
189 clause 2.
Anybody can appoint an acting auditor. Read that one for me to the end.
Okay. You need him. Shall leave of absence no makase wo constitution no mean constitution no omo tro no omo hu say ebedu maybe Auditor General no betumi akọ leave of absence now okọ leave of absence enyo no constitution anka say onu call leave Auditor General call leave of absence Auditor General na enyina ne peso na on appoint obi a obehwe adwuma na bra woni ho rather constitution no say audit service you can say board and necessary omuni Public Service Commission omuni appointing other employees and officers of the you can say Auditor General's department auditor I think say constitution wise no as a audit service no a board and among the employees and officers appoint to. There's nowhere you can constitutional. And you drink. There's no way. Okay, show me where in the constitution you can say auditor general or call leave of absence or no appoint to be now.
Read the like I said, you know, I didn't know this is going to come in, so I don't have my constitution. But read 187.12 and see what it says.
187.12 see the salaries and a salary and a katua the Bema auditor general say or call leave since we retire since we do retirement age. And no, I don't know make and this
can't read where it talks about leave of absence and somebody.
I don't know make leave of absence.
Read it in English for me to
okay. The article 187 clause 12 no only talks of this. The salary and allowances payable to the auditor general, his rights in respect of leave of absence.
So that is not about the leave of absence. Go to the, if it is 189 you were reading from 189, but I want to hear where it talks about appointing somebody to act in the office. Just read that because you said you are applying.
Listen. It's an institution. The audit service, the auditor general's office, department, blah. It's an institution. Apart from the auditor general, who is appointed from by the president. Or from another appointing body.
Do you agree with me that the Auditor General's office is distinct from the audit service?
I don't. The appointment is different, but it's not distinct. He can't work in isolation.
If you read Article 187.1,
it's in your mechanism. For say or no, it's a constitution. Baby, I can say on your subject to the direction or control of Obino. And to no qua or no penny nipa non nine. I don't agree. The constitution does not say that. Yes,
you also have not read anything from anywhere in the constitution that says that if it goes on leave of absence, this is the particular body that is supposed to appoint.
I'm just talking of appointment of employees and officers of the audit service.
The Auditor General's office. Auditor General's office is distinct. It's a different entity.
Okay, so who appoints a person to act in the absence when the auditor general is on leave of absence? My issue is that I disagree with the statement you made. The auditor general should appoint somebody in his place. The auditor general is not the appointing body in the constitution.
Allow me to answer the question.
So show me. Show us. I have shown you. So show us your source of law.
No, listen. I'm saying that the office is created. Listen to me carefully. The office is created for the Auditor General. That is his office. He's the only person in that office. It has been mentioned at the very onset of Article 187. So the office is synonymous with the Auditor General. If the Auditor General is not there, that office is not there. The audit service is there. All right. It's a different entity. But
and the board is also there. The audit service board, which does the appointments. So what are you talking about?
Yes, the board. I am saying that the board does not have any control over the Auditor General.
And so, and then I'm saying that
the audit. You see, the audit service includes several other employees. So you know that, including and they rise through the ranks. That is it. But the Auditor General is a separate entity. So
now the issue is auditor general no a procedure on leave of absence based on Article 187 clause 12 now. Okay, why not did Obi Beshananai? You are saying the auditor general no necessarily Obi Beshananai, and I'm saying that it's not constitutional.
But council, let me.
It's what Council,
just you are the studio. You have all the opportunity to. I am just on phone. I'm driving a park. So give me some time to also explain to you and the listeners who make their decision. I am saying that, and you consider this. There's nothing in the Constitution that tells us that any other person can appoint anybody to act in the office of the Auditor General. It talks about employees of the audit service, and the employees are several. There are administrators, there are secretaries, there are several people, there are deputy auditors, the Auditor General's office. So now, an office is created for the Auditor General to do a specific job, and you are telling me that if it goes on leave, they can, anybody, a board that may be controlled by the president can just appoint somebody and say, go and act. So how independent would that office be? Ask yourself. Just forget about even the provisions of the Constitution. The office, that office is supposed to even audit the president, audit public accounts. And now the occupant of the office is going on leave, and then the president now appoints somebody through the board, because the president also controls the board. And we know right now that the chairman of the board works at the presidency. And so now the board now appoints somebody, and so you go and act for him. How independent can you tell your listeners that office will be?
Sure.
If the president has the right to appoint somebody to act. So that is why it makes every sense, even if the Constitution doesn't talk about it, it makes every sense that if the office is created for me, and I am not going to be in that office for some reason, I have to put somebody over there, because
if you are saying
responsible for it.
But that is not constitutional. Otherwise, we all say that when you are going, you yourself, it's your office, you are subject to nobody's control. So you yourself will appoint some. But the Auditor General in our Constitution has not been given that power of appointment.
No, he's been
it's rather the Audit Service Board which has been given the power of appointment.
I've asked you to read a particular.
But we did, and we didn't see it.
Where it says.
Council, Council 189. See, I read it 189. No.
Yes,
the Auditor General is not an appointing
189 clause 12. You read it. The salary and allowances.
What does it say? Read it.
Council, you read it. I did wait twice.
Madam, I heard that Professor told me that you were going to call me. And I never got a call all this while, the whole of yesterday, and I never got a call to prepare for this discussion. I never even had my constitution with me, you see. But anyway,
I Prof, now wasn't called because me na kasa da. But me come back to 189 clause 12 now.
Yes, let's listen to that one.
Lawyer, kind dada. Into minim issue, but 12 they say the salary and allowances payable to the.
That is not the you see.
That
I look, council, you can do us a favor, because when you go to the Constitution, it talks about where the Auditor General does not where the Auditor General proceeds on leave. I don't know whether it talks about leave or specifically, but where the Auditor General is available, somebody works under his authority in the office. There is a provision there like that.
Council, yet you see Obadia, Unia Council, no, I what you say. And yet, Auditor General, the level and a power, constitution, and power authority, or qua on fat Obi, board and on a buffer Obi. And yet, private office, that's what they are saying.
What I'm even saying is that, assuming that there's no provision at all in the Constitution.
But there is.
In the Constitution. No, there's none. There's none.
There is for appointments.
There's nothing about the appointment of the Auditor General is very clear. He takes an oath. Nobody else takes that oath. So if you put somebody there, the person is working under his authority, because he's the only person who took an oath for that office.
But my clarification, the Auditor General, can he appoint? Obey me, Afan Crawford.
Audit Service Board.
Yamano appointing powers can one.
No, Nyamika, what I'm saying is that, assuming that, look, this is your office. If you are the CEO of your company, your own company.
But say when you're your own company, where your constitutional office?
Yes, the Constitution has created the office for him, and he has sworn an oath to that office. And the office, if you read Article 187(1), it says that there shall be an Auditor General whose office will be the audit, whatever. The office is created for the Auditor General. That's it.
But can he appoint?
If he's not there and anybody is in that office, he is the one who has to give account to whatever happens in that office. So why can somebody else appoint an acting person for him to act in the office?
It's a purposive interpretation of the constitutional provision on your own.
No. Anyway, you see, that is the problem. We all have the right to interpret the Constitution whichever way we like.
It's only the Supreme Court.
You understand? So you cannot tell me that the way you are interpreting it, or the way Council is interpreting it, or the way I'm interpreting it is correct. It is only the court. That is why we have gone to court.
Okay.
And we are making our argument. You see? And that is why on another network right now, Prof is arguing that it is imperative for the Supreme Court to make sure that they rule on this issue. They rule on it before they even go on vacation, or during the vacation they sit and rule on it, because it's very, very important.
Yeah.
You see? So we can disagree. But the fact that we disagree, look, I cannot argue that mine is a right one and want everybody to accept it. Just like council can also tell me that what
well,
you say is the right.
I am basing it on a constitutional provision, so I can.
Don't mislead your listeners. There's no provision in the constitution that says anybody can appoint.
We are talking of the issue of appointment. Issue of appointment. The constitution gives the power of appointment to the audit service board, but not to the auditor general. Article 189 clause.
You are lying.
It is there. I'm not. Please. Read yours. When you park and you go home, look at it. Article 1892. The audit service board has power of appointment, but the auditor general does not have power of appointment.
You have to educate the public well.
I'm using the reference.
Okoti 1872.
189.
189.
Article 189.
Speak to 189.
So speak to 189.
One kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, my kind.
So you can't deal with how.
But also, what kind of the provisions of the other than the auditor general.
It's appointment authority. The auditor general has no powers of appointment under our constitution. It's to me, you only
there's no appointment. Listen, there's no appointment. If somebody is acting in my office,
focusing on the fact
that what's
the auditor general now I'm pointing to Obinshan and
it is
unconstitutional. It's contrary to 1892. So you're appointing body there. Then let's look at the audit service board.
Council, listen. I have also made the argument to you that are you saying that if the president can appoint somebody to act, like in the case that is happening right now, the president directs the auditor general that go take your accumulated leave and go and leave the office for me to appoint somebody to act for you.
The issue,
and then the president takes his brother, and then the president takes his brother there to act.
The issue we are talking about is a different issue.
My emphasis on say I say settle with Supreme Court into the emphasis.
Anyway, I think that the best thing to do
is based on the powers of appointment.
I should have been invited to the studio myself.
Auditor General only power of appointment.
Okay.
Audit service board.
You bet me arrange you seeing that my next agenda date October na you bet me arrange the studio na ya bebo enkomo was
me papa I will carry my own constitution or something.
Constitution the same.
But council is misleading the public.
Misleading public. There is on your phone. Take your phone and refer. Article 189. We are talking of powers of appointment. The auditor general does not have a power of appointment, but the audit service board has a power of appointment. I'm a teacher. Me a teacher.
Why you keep saying
and I'm using the constitution
is doing appointment to his office is
because
different.
So you have withdrawn your statement that you should find someone. Because that's the statement that you should find someone.
Aside or can in a group of lawyers, nobody has no Supreme Court. Assembly, I'm the Manson, Auditor General, office masses arise and I are very, very difficult. Council so a make glory for everybody, Chadi or Gimpalo faculty, and any business school, and Yera Alipo, so a lawyer, my prof, no himself. Indeed, Prof. Studio be himself, some of the constitutional landmark cases, no. And what they are called my issue, but he said the Omokano, a best settle a Supreme Court. Indeed, you're running in our back council final word on Saturday when they
research. Send your car say Auditor General and I appoint you Obino. And your constitution, you can't appointing authority there. And your Auditor General constitution, the appointment authority audit service board for other employees and officers in in what do you call it? Acting in consultation with the Public Services Commission. See, your constitution there no, okay.
Another lawyer Obi Yeboa Ewa man so say same way and can was say settle enye back and forth na e cause lawyer anope mo ache mo akwa baba critical issues o UTV. Hello lawyer. lawyer homa na say article but nkofo bebe so de omo agima omo che omo adwun akosua prime usual and say your constitution no ye hia interpretation pa say de omo nyina kana as early as possible nyesa sa manso we be koso sa say obi betimi am obi akọ leave 7 days and as president betimi appoint obi 7 days to time ofura akonya so say de mahama ye eno na akofa asem nyina ba sa na akosua ka patient bedu no say good morning vim you do all ene we ache say we agro for egbodu say otu chema pa cause what face we am who say yeah law no ye wo mo munim ene ye wo mo table for no so like call ya e ho bi law obi ye bo obi ye bo mpacho no be ye mo ache mo akwa baba critical issue so
Afia me mo ache ma wati for so ache afia
ya da se bebe obani na wo pese o chere nsem bi mu fa sa legal issue ya baba ma so akopie supreme court pacho eti o
Afia chia senior lecturer mama me man ache mama
mpacho wajoso
wajoso I heard my other councillor Afia I'm drawing your attention on a letter dated February 8, 2020 to the office of the chief of staff. You are establishing the office of the attorney general and yet double level there. Please, we are building an institution of state. No, let's date up to the chief of staff. I say he's proceeding on leave. See the battle of argument here. I say I'm proceeding on leave, and in my absence, the deputy auditor accept that is the framework of the constitution. Accept that he cannot represent me on the board in this semester.
And you know about your clarity be when I know educating the a confusion about just a opa just a letter na do melevona kasa troye no ono no tro we are appointing a deputy so oni wa medina de
that is it next no one can some office here the man wa fa na djuma yefo and o tell ni bonu wa on si na na no hele tima ma lecture MBA article Audit Service Act 584 now already now Council of Frey no mumbi sani mu ye 584 quorum of meeting in the absence of the auditor general the quorum of meeting when there was no presiding over the audit service. Please, we are building an institution of it's a very phenomenal office and yet dom level there and you know can be so dom level cannot dictate what the audit service ought to be. Okay, I said President Obama Ghana also we should build institution and not strong men.
Yeah.
But look at the way the is acting with the audit service. If you are so what you let away come chief of staff some form of penny, someone will call leave. Master from a penny trauma say go on your annual leave. That is the board of contention. If you are not go on your annual leave, also must to me or more procedure leave. Now let me establish something here. Audit service, and yet a body running the constitution said that's right, any electoral commission, any autonomous on its own. The audit service is subject under the executive arm of government. So therefore, in as much as the constitution grants their liberty, the same way will to me say or monitor one way or the other the audit service because constitution and stating the clear say audit Nejuma Obeyano or my opinion to me was yes, it's true. But in a situation whereby any electoral commission say or more your margin or more procedure on their annual leave, it's not a constitutional mandated body in general. Or different from the audit service. It's more the Mlabunti as you said. So almost a month to miss or money procedure on leave. There, what was the basis of that? It's not a grass system. I didn't know so to me. Obi only so to me. I see the natural letter. A command say, annual leave. Now, South Africa need to come on. And a council could call on the live show program. It's me embarrassing the legal profession. Say, I think already Article 584 now. My lecture reading it here. What it says about quorum of meeting. And now let's know the limit of Domlebu to by extent. You bet you need to want to mean.
Okay, but now bet you mention 187 no. I work constitution more cause auditor general no. Najuma will not be shall not be subjected to any direction of control. And no lawyer Ali Pojina so aka said the aban no. Aban chichire auditor general because the office ain't to me obedient to me control no.
Powers of control from the executive. The one was the basis of the letter dated to the chief of staff 8th of February. What was the basis? Yes.
On to me your argument that letter was just for information. On to me your argument is it's just for information to not throw letter no.
What information? Because we say you are not subjected to any executive arm authority. It was the basis of the letter reminding the chief of staff annual leave. Then what was the basis? Sure, the audit service is an institution of state. It's not an institution of a personality. The office of the Auditor General is not meant for dom level. Let's establish that. Not only say you are building. Okay, yes, for example, only one man or before. Let me give you a classical example. Sure, Attorney General AG versus JH Mensah. JH Mensah versus the AG. What was the position of the law? Afia, what reduced our judgment? JH Mensah versus the AG. What was the position of the law? I brought the AG court. We are building an institution. We are not building a personality. And civil society could back this. Our lawyer phone me before when they are watching them level to be doing this. Office of the Auditor General is not meant for a personality. Let's establish that. It's meant for the office. We are building an institution and not personality. It is what you okay. I made the sooner so say. What you say? Oradum level than one sorry and say you want to go on.
So in that so in that case, Professor Asare mu case no the Supreme Court who wadwini mu no it just wrong.
Very well. I was a Supreme Court crampo. So I dismiss application because if you read AG versus the JH Mensah and you read the position of the law, senior church with the position of the law and the judgment in reflection to what the law says. So the Auditor General cannot be acting as if the now what trying to train what is the basis of the board? Not just a board no so fast one thing. Because you're not regulated by anybody, you do something anyhow and get your own judgment. That is what he is doing.
Okay. But answer now Bekono. Mami Musa the also yanko 584 which is Audit Service Act no. But between Audit Service Act no any constitution no, the ene want to me over the other.
The Constitution has monopoly over the Service Act. But the Service Act also established meeting how the board operates. It is a one now so in the annual leave. Not a deputy to me active, but not to represent you on the board meeting. Let me establish something. In the absence of the General, the Deputy Auditor General takes fully in charge. And you say, or take fully in charge, acting by the Constitution. Your baby is deemed to believe, say, is the Auditor General acting as the audit service, and yet Domlevo acting in charge of the audit service. Let's establish that case closed. Make sure with you for you.
Okay, yeah, that's it, baby. Lawyer, akuma abapa. Lawyer obi ebo ani ene cheche nkomo no say lawyer lipo aba be good legal profession in United because the position on the law no completely wrong on any nyaje. Also Supreme Court no ka say no more waste your time. Dismiss case ko. But Supreme Court ageni case na kwa kosi October mu free legal vacation eba no mo de ni na aba betu. Be ko break but lawyer na wo point be person make it war. Audit Service Act asana yako
sanya make na say you can appointing authority it will show Act 584 parliament pass ya functions of the board shall omon structure and technical expertise required for the efficient performance of the functions of the service inti board na bibia ombehwe ma ye efficient performance normal members and so a board power to the board has the power to appoint officers send your constitution and near constitution no na parliament and so ebuemu name was a still a constitution
doc who be because of tension about lawyers
the last speaker like I said first one a good law professional and not the papa obetu yaka say no kan onene nya but lawyer for na can say do baby a o makoma bas wrong to make bibia when him say you know mushia o say o nya wako school ya o say my learned colleague but omubufu o say you are not my learned colleague nti I'll pardon him but medical can say the office is not private nti ontumi nka say me ko na me kire nia mini ho a onye we ni we that is not in his right to do that nti let's just get the Supreme Court to decide on this. Once they take the decision, all of us will be guided on the way forward.
Abusa fogu so share live UTV so critical issues ni yana ne ehuma ye ba na Afia yakọ ba omia 10 questions for President Mama was it ontumi emetra akonya no so ebio ye be kwa hwe NDC for 60 questions for ba omia omuso ontumi ya no ba ni nyina no ye particularly see say 2020 elections no bibi be sesa ana say ensesa ena oba ba mu what you say nti oba ba mu ya Professor Nana Pokua Juma abe ya nkofo bebre se NDC for ka no hu te se de oba se be oba ma ebunda na so Nana Krodu ye ka omo maye politics kra che wo Ghana ha omanya longevity e wo politics ma Nana Krodu betimodidrisu ene ehya itenum Cecilia Johnson nom ne ade ya ma me Mary Grant mu nyina ba ya kese nti eni se NDC e hype no ye besan be abrewa ya wedi 90 years e kosi na bo eku no Ghana ye human right record under president or ye human right lawyer etisen ye ku yanim anase ye ba ye chini nyina ye ba be kan wasem live e wo UTV ye ba sese ya abusia for yasama wakwaba live ewo UTV critical issues ene e debra wa no pay Afia Pokua mene empanifo kukudam Dr. Ochre Ankra the Central University of Science expert governance ene public governance systems ewo omawe musanso ena senior lawyer and senior lecturer ewo Gempa Law Faculty ono so lawyer kese pa oda GOB chambers ewo Adenta ano ono so boy mayate nsem so science gender activist awodi mfie bebre tete free 90s ena waka emaye yo man koso nwasem abesi anope enya oguso awoye adwuma no ye toa enkomo no eso na yedi kan ahwe audit service no ne manso ababeda auditor general ena afi board no entema enam so kwaya ma no eco leave asem na kwakope Supreme Court of Professor Sare eni ni nuanom chese Supreme Court anya ade se anka asem onkoso mubua ansa na legal vacation no asiase but omo de agenda date na kwakoche October no ho so omo ba beto so what manso na ekoso class ekoso lawyers entem attempting to interpret constitution omo che constitution ase amiate ensem na ase afa fanfa amanyosem na yenko human rights so enkomo no emu na watwe a Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ebetro ensemusa makomako aduonum a ogiri se ehye mahama eni se Ghana for kra consider no kra so money in fact o se eni se NDC for kra consider no kra se omo de na ekọ akwakogina abato kra ade echi na NDC so de 60 points a eche mahama achievement ne mo ye including hospitals no ne ade NDC aka wa say Bank of Ghana Hospital, University of Ghana Medical Center nyina and MPP for nya covid a ho no omo kodesan so muntumi ntukwan enko abroche ni nyina kire se mahama ye bi enu che ose Ghana for to abama no na osan ba bio na incompetent administration ti akonya so no wo mu yi free honum una wo ye Ghana ni a wo to aba una at the end of the day ube decide enye media enye o papa enye o mame we 18 years and above wo necessary of fata so we tie nsem na we take a decision you say it say doc mama sha say free so going forward no 2020 elections our questions we need say counter questions na ming friend was say what do you think
yo Afia me da say ye koto aba maka pense enkanka ne afiwe abato no niam mienu eye nia opese unya kwan ebeye omanpanyin a obeye ene nia waye pen enkan no na eye nia obi aye ne ni obi pese obeye sisi eye nya the opportunity ye hu President Akufo-Addo mfie nan ene ye nya opportunity so ahu President Mahama so mfie nan
ene fa hem se bi ka ho
en fa se mfie nan ne kakra enti just you know ye hu obi adwuma otumi ye over a period and na ni obi a be pese oye. And let me say this, unfortunately, Ghana ha yento aba based on manifesto. Yenfa manifesto nto aba. Enimdifo na nkasa ebesi nna me no kase obi enimdi nipa onimni obeto aba ma no. Nti o manifesto na aba ebia obekan akase na ba mabu ana nani age ho. Benye no obehwe de ato aba. Ena omo nhwe manifesto na nkasa so ono so beto na aba. Ghana ha NDC open asimo benya 40%. MPP open asimo benya 40%. Eni ye eno da hodeda. Enti 20 na aka no. Ena sa parties mienu ensan ne nketo na san akwache wo. Enti NDC benya 40+%, MPP benya 40+. Na last mekan Dr. Ayarga Odemanya adwe me say anka the so called smaller party obviously me and smaller parties the other parties into me kan mo bom edu ba bia so incromise so bebre obi a je incromadi so mo nyina omo ankasa omo ho omo nyi omo ho ni nti we have never had a third force ebe boa ya mi aka say susu ampa we mu mienu ni ho a we na eba nti ye behwe ne obi a aye ni a oye ye se eboa me ne mabusua se eboa oman no ana emwaye ye behwe ho se wo se wonya kwan ba die wa den na obeye me hu se sa de na wo pese obeye na beboa ana emwa ene ye behwe so de ato aba na me I'm all for it say yenye the discussion let the debate continue ni hu se susuampa we na owo superior argument over the other I no nti ye be ma ya to aba ma no enti let's continue asking questions ade na mempe ene nkasantwi kasafi atemdidie ewo ye politics if you say ya kosi November afa na nkofo ebetwa ntorato nkofo so afa na individuals ebe attack individual being it physical assault or verbal assault ni nyina ebi mu beye na ye nhwe hu se enkanka ne nkwara ehwe ye nkwara ehwe ye asua ye ade papa ben na ye ebe ma obi aka se hwe oh politics is a dirty game. Come on, enye Ghana pen ye politics edu baby you see President Trump to me call Obama fie ene ko transit nkomo aden na had ye to me bibisa ANC na ya say they against us opposition ne hwan ye nyina obia etese ne ye te ha ye pese ye kokumasi obi be fa mankasim obi so be fa ngokọ ye nyina heading towards one obia wo pepa say oba be somo man no ma Ghana no atumi anya ne ntoma papa afira enti ye be kira dwen adwenkyere aman yosem apanyina jekum na ya mesua sanse me free no ho say aman yo ye be ye oman ni ye ye be ye oman aman yo enti sa ya aman yo dia kan bi na me nso me nka bi na esanse nia wo ka ene nia me kan me no nya adwen no nkyere se bia bia wo ye bonsam ana wonim nyansa da bi ye nyina ye ntoto adwen se ye fa economy a ekwan be na wo fa so a wo be hwe ama economy na ayeye ye hwe security. Let's take it sector by sector. Na enkoba se no ase o makotre ba bi kasa ye ba educational ni ye say e bia two parties no bia mfa ne reps emra ni ye fa educational expert enkotena ho ni mi some questions na se be meti he na se wo be ka anything in medicine o we see hospital dan keke and may not have the requisite knowledge met me dia bisa bibia be mo ama me answer papa in health ne mo ba education dia ene me so no opi eka enti yen hwe se ye be segment even the argument and the debate say yenya experts in the various sectors na obia mekere na dwen answer na obekere wa nya san hwe ne wadi kan ye deda. That's the essence of history. Okay. You be here say ekwan be na afa so ye no sebi Ghana eka akosi sen wo ba eka be na obo ye is eka na obo and then na wo di ye ye the san money nyina be to sin.
Me say your questions in because Dr. Baumia questions are or the ba ye no ma. Or say 2020 elections no enye about we NDC we MPP ne yina na o kan or say be about issues. Na nya de Mahama eka na ene a wo opposition but the Mahama ye bra na ote akonwa so nti some of the questions that Dr. Baumia raised here first. Your Mahama presided over a decline in economic growth 4 years. Also, I know why president crap for 8 years. Because your vice president is son of a president. Nanado, I hear a 3.5 years. Since you had no quasi saying, Nanado, I had their crutching or no a Mahama. This is Baumia Asema Oka say. And Mahama Netia Kunyaswa, can they COVID by your crown? And your home back saying because Brana pandemic can buy a crown. Ghana economy, no, your home Chayama, call IMF. Ekoje austerity measures. Nenea pandemic abano Ghana economy grow at 0.9. That is just because of pandemic. Yes, sir. And I said Dr. Baumia Chem Kebe grow at 6.8. Number 2, I say Mahama presided over a decline in agric. Say Mahama Bresonaka Kuyajuma Agu Atitia Pasel so MPP by planting for food and jobs nti omano economy. I say number 3, Mahama presided over low industrial growth during the 4 years since Nana Kufu to buy 1D 1FE. Anya you factories in baby ashia omo juma. Number 4 say President Mahama presided over higher inflation. Ekufu reduce inflation. Number 5, John Mahama presided over higher banking lending rates. And so ene Ekufu etimi lending rate number from wasan ye banking crisis Mahama mo na course ye no wasan stabilizing aye ni nyina ye. 6 wase Mahama presided over high exchange rate depreciation and also na bone of contention CD no eno asem no nti waka say exchange rate depreciation and the Ekufu depreciation rate no percentage reduced near only 50%. And yes sir under Mahama and Abama Dr. Edusa Kodia no my clarity because yenya economists. 7 or say under President Mahama many taxes were increased. Nana Ekufu has abolished 15 taxes including excise duty on petroleum, VAT on financial services, real estate, domestic airline ticket. Nina Ekufu etwem. Na so Mahama sheda increase taxes 15. And now also Mahama increased airport import duties. Nana Ekufu reduce import duties by 30 to 50%. Mahama presided over Mariband railway system aguo was say Ekufu etumi aye ni ye no so NDC for say MPP for share boss enka August on be sky train be see na sky train no e mind to musu use against number 11. Number 10, or say as a result of economic mismanagement, John Mahama e de call IMF bailout. Na Ekufu year free bailout him. Ama na Ghana ye de nya pandemic anka IMF sika no kanya de Ghana e be kwa kwaje. Or say John Mahama increase electricity by 45% annually. Ekufu ati electricity so 1 percentage no number 11 no. Ose John Mahama he presided over 4 years of doom so Ekufuado ama kanea na gina so saa besi ene. And number 13, ose President Mahama did not provide relief, even increase electricity during doom so cry. Now what to electricity so Ekufuado ba what electricity so wasan che Ghana for kanea ni nsuo COVID ba wasan de boso miensa asan aka ho bia mama Ghana for 14 ose President Mahama presided over collapsing national ambulance system. Na Dubai or the ambulance over 300 and Odiaba under John Mahama public sector recruitment was frozen because IMF conditions yen to me phobia and there Nanado Afan for over 550,000 people and Omafo mo ewe jume. Now when you other things what this assembly common fund no one say questions no so 50 reasons or see anuti it is a Ghana for consider Mahama crisis on there 419 and Odiba Ghana for the opposition you know Washada Adaison and Oka or power no or your opposite to cry. Well, NDC response okay. Media so Ebeka on it to me put in perspective. But for instance, John Mahama could not resolve long-standing chieftaincy dispute between Dagbon and Womunianum. And so Nana Dubai or say, which me I resolve this Dagbon crisis and Dagbon issue now some Biabomaba and Krababe smoky peace pipe. Major NDC the Anona made the NDC 60 questions almost all the Ama Baumiano. Mediano so about say 48. John Mahama could not even implement free TVET. Nana Kufuado implemented as say Asumbe Abba. John Mahama could not implement free SHS and then or two opposition no or say a man a crying on ran or be free SHS and so no cry into me anye Yebusa no so to me or say and then another 1.2 million children and omenya free SHS and Kenya nanado and komunya and faso bia e free SHS emu afa 50 crore di wie to no also John Mahama presided ever and mismanaged collapsed financial system 82 licensed financial institutions ya list you more formal and na omu collapse under JDM watch and na also can be said they were deliberately collapsed by government and NDC for two more MPP for mum and omo collapse banking sector and while listed our companies and also na Kufuor Dubai or mum our rescue financial system no at the 21 billion Ghana cedis aba beshem 4.6 million depositors and the etria o musika amu omunka musika no ebe hye enso ne MPP adaromant aban etria o musika no e de amo masese omunyina no wom kakrawa na ekọ de chini nyina aba and while listed financial institutions ni nyina che say our companies we na eguye under President Mahama Agapet Echuman Wabieja microfinance company Beast microfinance ni ade doc mama nyo comment on na menhwehwe NDC de no ma lawyer na emra put in perspective
senior MD kan anka yenya ni mienu a I would have wished anka me printing po ka we ni na ye de compare but you bet me anya obi dey say Professor Kotemo ama mama ye say 4-year period no how has the economy been managed under President Kufuor? Near they compare 4-year under President Mahama no how was the economy managed? Inflation ye figure real figures now near they can one but you see on a more serious note
say o kan ashasen say o yes sir about we enkoye attend na issues
yes
question see omo dia be enye good man say
fantastic ade ba ko pe na omapanya be de akire kan ho asema menya anka wa amfa anka ho
okay there
dagba asem no ko amfa anka ho sensitive so but any other issue I'm okay ni asan hwe President Mahama de mene obi kura nya issue ho te say bibi te say ambulance President Mahama nya pepa say obekra ambulance aba o man enso enipa na esese nkohwe ma ambulance ye ni ono na di ni hwambo that I have every information me what a whole dossier on it omukọ kra ambulance na enye papa nti na make say sanka wo hwe adwene etachire ne dia na nka opese okra ambulance ba na mum enipa bi amoa no ama ankoyi President Kufuor Dubai or over 370 ambulances nti now you can compare no be wo pepa so beye bibinti entumi ambam sa ambulance ebesi na minim be bi egu kura na egu parliament anim ho si eye ne de si eye ne de minim nti ye betumi afa no one after the other ye say about health again let me say this mo bi anyina ba bi nka se o na President Mahama ba en wanye hwe it will be the most disingenuous statement ever to make wanye hwe say anye ye kro ba o ye bibi ba ko mienu miensa bi na mum obebetu aka say bia ne oyeye no ansomani me de totonia e koso idia anka we mum na I like it that way but yanka say oh president Kufuor onye hwe say obia ye bibi na mum say ne nipa ne ye say eso wani say enso wani say oman ni nya so mfaso say ye nya so mfaso. That is where I want the argument to be and I like it this way say obia raise issue. Let's not just call anybody. Some people, so I hear my position has been adia me here limited no me can and I don't feel shy about it. Oh, I'm limited in law. Nti enema bi a legal issue no ma yedi no ma tie the expert. Ye wo nipa bi a o be ye o say bibia wo mamu bia they are on top.
Yeah.
Nti now I challenge you the media. Say eba economy a yemfa ebia two topmost in each party and let's also include the smaller parties. You nya 3-4 panel. Ni aka say oh, mu nyina economy no. E kwan ben ye fa so a ye betumi because me di hu yi a say do ba bia I say da bia wo hwe e bia mo de mu ni hu for but say NDC MPP nko a we will not always get an alternative. So sabe see nya other ones no enipa ni bi wadwe apanyi Abu Sakara. I don't know where he is now. Say utie papa ne nsen kan pa utie kwasi ndomu you could see say sabi nyansa ni nipa ba kotre. People have ideas na kwan ben ye fa so we can galvanize all these ideas between the of mine no. So nti ye be hwa no one after this say agric. We say agric no. What was the growth rate in agric under NDC? Okay. I will say enya figures no. Near growth rate under MPP because anye bi
Dr. Odru Osan ebe kasa or yenena ya
planting for food and jobs no. Me say me meti he me nya so mfa so because I've also started me so started though. Okay. So me I'm from a farming community
and mama seedlings me are there.
Oh, who call a lot of the shops. I see again this is where I have an issue with the Ministry of Agric. And nipa he kra ne nim baby a who call obenya season ato. Aban ato seedlings enkanka kubeni ade. Ayo baby a who call ye ma utua half, ebi o ye ma utua less. Why na kire baby a who call obenya bi? Okay. Me call shop bi me koto seeds akodua. And na nipa na ka yam say YD card na say say me na woni make. Me better sees keke me ID card and me dey
voters ID card na
or say any ID card national ID na me say we nso e na o kire mu say since no ya chem mienu ne wo benkum na ne onifa ne wo benkum no abetua half enti say near for accountability purpose na o say me the ID card ba ne enter say asumasi e na beto we say na be enkoba so maton asan ID
okay
nipa hi na nim how many people know but quite apart from that you bet to me I can say so swampa planting for food and jobs aboa o man yi papa me ankasa aboa me
okay
and we can't hide from it
okay mama nko NDC there so NDC on John Mohammed's achievements and o ma let's say enema a wo mugiri say wetimi aye na o say it includes achimoto fanko awoshi Pokua say Sofo line tetekwashi adenta Kaswa overhead bridge cocoa rows across the country o say mahama na aye ni nyina new bridge from Flower Pot Eco motorway runabout sprinters and a road over Tema motorway Eco East Legon so akwan na fa ase no new one no say NDC achievement and say a total of about
sorry
East Legon road no
underpass
the underpass no
say yi na papa no near Minister of Roads
and Highways
Amakwata mo
I don't know but
unless he say they can tell us contract and then hold it and say be unless omajiska na to hold it
because what I say a new bridge over from Flower Pot to runabout on the Sprinters Road and Accra Tema motorway to East Legon and in terms of school infrastructure so almost a total of about 1,856 out of 2,578 basic school projects and complete here under schools under same way na by schools under trees program the remaining was due for completion and almost a number of teacher bungalows education offices sanitation blocks and 203 out of the 232 classroom blocks including SHS E blocks omaka energy ba omia on Akufo-Addo say Omo reduce electricity tariffs na Mahama presided over 4 years of doom so and Nana Akufo-Addo dey waso kanea no and say Akufo-Addo has provided free electricity for lifeline consumers 6 months because for your first 3 months was 3 months bi NDC nyasa na tie na NDC deploy emergency plants ene enunti na kania no MPP for the two omo so omo ba no esi so no more than 800 megawatts of power within 18 months. Energy sector levy omo de ba no omo de restructuring of legacy debts near the NDC and the buy. As an NDC call health, omo kan hospitals omo si kolebu Cape Coast hospitals near there or my enhancement ambulance omo de aba any other things no omo ka say ba omi pa niama we nyina omo si dodo wa district hospital 180 bed capacity formina kumewu abetifi omo si hospital so this hospitals nyina was 60 bed capacity ebi watepa enkoko konongo salaga chufupraso 100 bed facility ewo Madina 120 bed facility ewo Bekwai expansion project NHIS also omo expanded from 2015 ema NHIS ka omo kokra na tese ka no so ate ama no aba from among other things omo ka national medical equipment replacement omo de sika more than $264 million eco share equipment ye de ma hospitals mu afomo treatment equipment over 150 hospitals nationwide omo ye Convonoche omo equipment 37 Tamale Teaching Hospital Kolebu any regional hospitals omo sini ade nyina nti say ba omi abeke kan sanse mo ya ni nyina air flood eno ne argument NDC for air kan enti lawyer mama musa this issue that say ehun NDC ehun MPP and ambusa is it good mpo say you're into elections are failure they are making it about issues and not about so nana do a short obekai 2016 elections ebi mu to make can so nana do a short man don't to mean the obi so onya John on to mean the president but we the president ebi so making oh Mahama de oh na Mahama onim hwe na Mahama oh na ahofe na ye de beko na Mahama de oh but we there about questions issues a good sign my 2020 ana
well immediately say just say we have come of age we have come of age obi a kire ekwan a nyomo ye by the end of the day no ejina Ghanaian voters no so but me sa campaign ya dia ye bibi menti bibi ase won ye ka national anthem ye will be national anthem ba kunu ye nara ya sasi the last part is omanu sebeye yo omanu serinye yo say sakra am for ye bra energy say no bibi koso bi fa bibi asi wa manone yesi empanyimfo bi ekoje ekoton plane ye friend na Airbus Emma and Ukransa no mokoto Airbus no sika bi enkrofo ma bribe ansa ne be ya on be influence Airbus sa bribe no man Ghana ye ka ho bi ye se Ghana mpanyimfo bi je bribe into UK court a book Ghana for da ama ya boy en kakra na omom je bribe ba ko ye candidate Mahamanua omo ka ho asem omo kan ya akoka so obi the government official one near me can say government official one ye nyina ye say what they saying special prosecutor who say government official one ben NDC candidate no too much into at the end of the day no say yeah to am candidate as say a dream wo ye nyina ye Ghana for Sebastian to abana candidate yo win ya obetumi akohu queen who say president bia ye to mawa uko other countries uko queen woni ni ti coach mu uko EU uko US enya de be affect ye nyina as Ghanaians me anu kwa na anu ni ade a metiwo di a me se me sabi me ye nyina ye nyame abodi me nchiwe na me nchiwe na me ntan bia but sa de na da ho no esese ye hwe ka ho asem esese MPP
ba ya mba obi edin o
ya ma obi edin esese ya hwehwem na candidate nso ni nua pa ya boni di afre no ni ade
omo bo ni din wo report nim
intermediary omo bo ni din intermediary 5 no records no wo ho ti court records no wo ho anye bia affect yen se ba se ye kogina ye to empanifo kogina na na do ni can candidate yen president kogina any former president kogina sa sem ye na se nyam well nyam na decide nyam ase na se for candidate Mahama winya obetumi akohu queen obetumi akosere queen obetumi akochia no mpo obetumi akọ EU
menti ase o na are you saying before the elections almost settle that issue.
No, the issue has been done. You court to not decide me about man for come my records no. When him say you learned. Well, we go so when we well, court documents never die. You reported that whole.
But lawyer, court documents are more obia candidate be a do. Obo obia obeno oma say a conviction cry. You convicted obia a candidate. Civil suit.
Na governance nim. Amamo papa bra papa ni na say wo.
But say we kwa your mindful for asem ti ade na o te Ghana ai.
Na me bisa so obetumi akochia queen. Obetumi akochia queen.
But when tia queen na want to mean the president man nye ya na.
Ada ye ni international, ye wo UN, ye wo international law, ye wo amansa we belong to the amanku. Inti when you na say adwen ho. Ti me eya na ye di na me hwem si na ye you NPP NDC CPP PNC other parties ye candidates are over the neighbor obetumi akochia queen esan record net da hono ni court report ntimi eno ani me
but is that the only question here
you betumi pretend na ya koso so candidate Mahama Sembia ni no into on the on
koso. No cancel. Ade you betimi pretend because ya born idi no. Yanka say candidate Mahama ye bibio. Cancel una wo kan court records na sem. Court records
the government official one.
The obodi process so called government official one or GBB. So records na nkasa. Records na nkasa say intermediary 5 krono.
Closely related.
Closely related that council into utie sa oba ekoye boni bia exactly oba when you
wasem de na ye because me de ya de atem bia me ka wasem say mo hwe you candidate amode ni be obetumi akọ NDC for obetumi akọchia Queen Elizabeth obetumi akọ EU when him say abrofo so their research the omfa no kwa ansa na obeba na ni ahwe wo hu nsem nyina kekekekeke ni abo ato na etwen ho.
Are you saying NDC omu change omu candidate na say
say kasa na me kan say na me dey say me kan tim na me kan say Ghana ha ye wo ayi ye anwom no man ye se be yo enye you esase ehwe amanfo ye mbra na kire ene ni odi anim ni say bra amanfo no ayi adikanfo so ka ho nti adikanfo
council ade na won hwe the NDC for raise issues omu kan hospitals omu esi omu say Baumia na oka say wa achieve CD depreciation Baumia o CD depreciation na CD no kwa nam $2 nam 5.57 enti why ejuma say the o kan say why ya covid buy o kai say president mama kra kai say nkenye say economy need that ventilator so enti ya 2020 elections NDC were running mate so a wo makofa no very good candidate and go for crampo adwen o mo de ban say ko mu hu ni ntama ko mo de ono kra be ye candidate because we solid or buy be 2 weeks in as MPP for jada nya message say the Afia is about him not her say o mu nya bibia nkanti is that not the issue ebe inform elections na
candidates no assembly ni ho professor me MFA or professor or you accomplish who kind of CV ni adia fine onya candidate means me let me onya candidate
running
mate nya ono ne ekoto ne so aba nti eno na ne ye to ne so aba no obetumi akwa akochie Queen Elizabeth obetumi akọ EU ya de esese o mo dwen ho ne nyina nso ye dwen because the man no e fa ye ho.
Okay doc said the council the other follow side they say nya den I was say special prosecutor to me determine Airbus issue no. What do you think? Questions between NDC and MPP?
Yeah, questions na make
and no be an open but no be an media man.
Yeah.
NDC questions no
we say ebia under water and sanitation. Then na utumi ye. We should say then na meye. Ye de no toto ho a. Nye say wo ye keke wo. Mom ye hwe bibi ye. O ye nsuo ma ye nsuo. What was the value of nsuo na o ye? Did we get value for money? Because say nsuo yi I see her say 1 cedi wo ba bi. Na say wo turn 3 cedis a. E no nche say sense what to nsuo nti eno ano no. Now we are going to go into the merit of what they have done. So, enti say Bekwai Hospital, Uduwa very beautiful. Say efe bibia say the year juma ebe bo man no. President Muhammad is here. Obehwe 37 hoy sometimes me bisa me say answer na president Kufuor be president na 37 na hot saying because project papa e wo mu nyina president Kufuor na be see so ho enti
o pa che MPP achievement no mo kan papa na e wo mu nyina ye president Kufuor
me can 37 na 7 na me
okay you are limiting it okay
so ho enti ye be hwe you cannot just sit at one place and see almost every document but sanke benya mmerani aka say ebia this week ye be kan water and sanitation next week ye be hwe energy say president Mahama ene de niema ba ye me to me sustain ye niema na ye de ba na no bo what saying where they are the correct prices and I say na no bo no et say ni mfaso ba na yenya so until you say governance is continuity until you de ba say na papa na ban we aba na otoa so say na ka ho kra na ban we aba na otua say we nso aba beboa but obia ne contribution nia we ye nia we eye this year fan sector by sector say education enipa he na wo boa in terms of ebia projects awa here in the various educational institutions and then me I'm more interested in the costing so when see 3 classroom na me see 3 classroom obi kura beka se yen samfa we kura anto nchen ne ahwe nia sabi ebia BC that obi ba wa ba be because aban bia ba obeye bibi o hospitals aban bia ni ho 1592 and I say even military time obi anu obeka so ba wanye bibia hospital aban bia ni ho nye bibi o schools but we bibia unique say bia say free SHS enya ade a obi aye bi da 200 secondary school blocks na enya ade obi aye bi at one point in time 370 ambulances na enya ade obi aye bi see hwe say the uniqueness of bibia wa ba be ye antina ye can brofon de thinking outside the box then why ya obi nye bi and then why ya one ye ni yie ama enu nti obi be ka se eni asomasi ye ma ne ntra ho then na we su ba o ye be ka se eni ye nkofa me yire dada mra nti ye be hwe no one after the other near go into details
okay
so yes idea on a blanket no ye nya the details
me pese ye mpo ye hwe no council na wo we can
oh ne meka ni say omo NDC ni MPP omo aye ade ye sika no mu yusu ye nyina ye sika nti eno de ne kwanso ano no say mu gi tax na say mu yusu okay but at the end of the day no the grassroots no ombehwe wumbuto many more massitrem and no matter
yes
yeah amekwa amane say Dr. Oduro Osan eye obi a wa bin pa local governance system and structures or say obro consultants kwa so doc kwa amane so no so and obetimi share said some of these policies me dey call from said the lawyer ka no oyo o man pani na ba na use o man no asika de adwuma kai deal no sheda nye credit and advance emma sa ukọ amanone a amaya omo democracy na ko anim no obi amegina ka say na I did this omo tada entai enyesa bagana the toilet kra no ye the politics ewo omayi emu doc eyi anope mo ache mo akwa baba critical issues o UTV
ojo so exia tiefo ina
yo doc ye da so waje penye nim say wo ye marketing waso aye shepa but ye da so waje penye so ne ye betwetwe ko doc say elections ye ko 2020 akwa ye nsemusa ewo mse basabasa bebre akoso nsana ye bedu ade but NDC issue questions MPP issue questions issues and obusa we su busa ne yonko e good for 2020 ana
yo maminchia etiefo bi nsembisa de enka enye adebone e good for 2020 na embom no nsembisa beba na kyerese nkyeremu bi anhyeda anto asomo eyi enti ne mi meka ne say going into 2020, no, the ruling party or the ruling government must be transparent in such a way, say, Obia is being a question here. And now, question be Obia be here a baby son. Omo Modian say Ombenya anu ye among because they are in the driving seat. One will no manage the resources of the nation. The rest of us, including the opposition, no, would have to be asking questions. Nyamin charge within the system, no, you will checks and balances. It is a bar in Puntunuma and answer execution of a national development planner. Your institution, I was almost me this question. MP. It is the MPs going to me and bisa the relevant questions and our questions that was on bisa on behalf of Ghanaians. That is where you force Ghanaians to ask the questions themselves. But that should not also be the case. And now, abayi otia kunya so no. Omampeni no enko antimi nia no. Enti no wo apamfo no. Enti at the national level no ministries no or ministers. Enti also ministers no na questions no wo ho no ma.
where foul sector one. I was said, Uti ya no person ye be ya. Yen sign on enko or mampeni ho. We a district chief executive. Also, district development plan are implementing. We get taxes. I buy this can be so brown. It was a one so no Utimi, Eji in Saint Biano. A hono assembly members no will be questions no Emma Krumafo. Makrumafo so who say the cost or not say the cost. But where there is a failure on the part of government appointees to be able to give proper account of themselves, you know, and no any Emma we be question, we question you. Now, the question is beside there. In any good governance system, in any democracy, that is the way to go. Omu bisa question na ye mo mu ye yi anu ma wo.
But dog, mami musa obi say e be sesan wo kwan bi so. Baby aye kwa especially say NDC running mate akoyo oba what kwan bi wo ho no ma 2020 e kwa e be sesan e be different from 2016 and 2012 na.
Sesan e bia en shada master. E sign say we running mate who be poa o flag bearer any party no na motimi akoden. It's flag bearer no enam ha na wo nam ha. Na mo ne e what ne be mana saka kakra ne say NDC wo new vice aspirant. As a new vice aspirant, if you're on a style and an approach to supporting the leader and the better. But who share landscape no dia and the time be because who share MPP so one more approach, you know, they are in the driving seat. It's one more approach to campaign in be different. Change 2016 they are not almost opposition. It's one more approach no be different. And now share 2016 now. Now MPP vice presidential candidate, Dr. Baumia, no more baby da. I'm who send you a it he knew what to do and he did what exactly was best for him at that point in time. Professor Nano Pokua Jimade, I feel no so aba. It happened on also for better terrain name. Whichever way it is, no. I was saying the flag bearer no any party for the one. Because flag bearer no your experience. Former President Mahama, a experienced person who knew terrain. So vice president be to up one. A big general on no answer. Say Obama na kwankyere na say delegation be bi odebema no say onfa ne ne onye no ebeboa but uhwemu a nyem bibia ne hono ma ebetimi asesa esesa say send ade no ekọ no it is about the two presidential candidates and one ade was you dey hold so say nobody is going to vote for a vice presidential candidate obi akoto aba ama a presidential candidate so it is the character, the demeanor, the achievements, the way people see the flag bearer and the political party that will carry the day, not the vice president. In fact, in most cases, no, vice president needs money to be on my now, so who your vice president be, that's all then you allow your presidential candidate to do other things. Because presidential candidates, no need to say or attack policy. Now, who vice presidential candidates work down the work on grassroots. It will presidential candidates for national level. You should not also be at the national level. I will say you who was sub-national level. Someone to me and no sir at the hard MPP so say Omapenino air concentrating on national issues going forward. Or you know who say obey deliver on his mandate going into 2020. No, not me vice and also say you over here that no over who the rule. It's almost to me to tell us you did say you need to answer.
It's dog, my clarity on answer now. The man, just say, "Obi a running mate and necessarily one shouldn't add the value here because then the argument to be that any other Dr. Baumia MPP more add because in comfort baby so I didn't say Dr. Baumia so add vote to MPP for votes, especially from 2012 MB.
Oh, so you can't vote Obi be add here. No, a presidential candidate, you know, because we are vice presidential candidate here, you campaign and market your presidential candidate. If you want to vote, how they be indirect. When I first of over marketing boss, no, and the vote about because we are vice presidential candidate, we are to about what a man over can offer presidential candidate, and a default, a Juma, Dr. Baumia, a year 2016, or no was able to attack NDC policies. He was able to punch holes into the then existing policies of the government of the day. And government.
Okay.
Today we have Nana Jinofuku, professor. Is she able to punch holes into the work of the NPP to be able to allow the presidential candidate to win? If she can do that, they are with my attractive vote. But when to me, and yes, that's a Dr. Baumia, continue to project the work of the NPP, no, so anything encounter there, then the election cannot go their way.
Doc, Mami Musa de Kwakano, do you think say Posana no Pokua Abemuno? What's your affair no abadie? A bit this election where a done deal. And our fena agrono crash as 2020 election, a back second round, and now is almost done.
2020 election, send the afena agrono ashas here. Now, a do bear November, what they will send the airport. Now, so I will never predict a second round. Okay. The party will be winning landslide.
Party will be winning landslide.
Landslide. It will, in my view, send your name see corner. By November, you will, but send your name bubo AC corner and your man, you can see any room. It will not go into a second round, in my view, because people have made up their mind, and there are few of them on the peripheral. Almost try manifesto to say a out, not for almost the OMG. Say and the echo. People don't want to Ghana, they vote on the basis of manifesto. Kinda among 4 votes on the manifesto. They say no, Ghanaians are discerning. They are able to read in between the lines. They say no, there is a larger majority in Ghana who are waiting for the manifesto. And the media, so we are the manifesto so far, which means a dream, Manipa Etiapia. It is political parties now Ghana they should prepare their manifesto well. Because now manifesto doesn't win election, it's past and gone. People want to see the manifesto, and when it comes to power, they will hold you to the manifesto.
Doc, you know appointment next week. I say mobile, you bet further because when you have my doc or Chianca so I be say manifesto some twaba, which has been the normal now. Obi attend him, but the old people say the unconform baby manifesto no. On person who the cause the media phone consider ometi. You be read am obi ehun. Say we see free SHS. What you say? Engineering na ebe that's a very interesting. And at the point you make about say about way ebeko the obe winning the landslide. And also a very interesting question. Unconform baby no mean say very close. But the okay so very interesting. Very research dynamics na ma o kan sa no. Enti na wa say next week you know appointment doc.
You Afia me that say.
Yeah, that's it, baby. Dr. Odro sign any common or local governance experts open here wa be pa no kasafi about on the grounds in research form and the obe winning a landslide dada enti minim any other idea and on any agent.
Oh, near me can say at the end of the day no. Where's the hospital? MPPSC hospital, NDCSC hospital, NDCI, some can but at the end of the day no. Nipa grassroots no who form the majority on be hwe wo ma system ni wo botum ansa no mo ato aba yen kan we say enkofo en spend ewo wo ma education SHS no enti se kan no ba kwa SHS a eyi woni bia na wa bisa titru omo eni bia na oba wa wo hwe ma whole issue say eni ho biom kan we say nan say electricity e fie rafo a yenye electricity ni so the chunk of ebinom sorry mo fan chemi and you meet akra bill ya mo hu da so ye twetwabo a obi atua say for the past how many months uti obi uti efie I can say uti obi fia yentumi ntwabo ma enso nso sa these are all the issues that say yehu so at the end of the day na man for no they are get almost say wusika kakran nyoma nke ebe hye won so education ensuo na kania ni ade no abai MPP aban ama won relief
but I don't go ground there na doc kan no say ono o ye reset on ground ground ko obi a ho
no policies amigidi say eboa grassroots nti at the end of the day majority na grassroots omo na be decide
okay
anya
but one na ya say about one enko second round
to be honest me to me predict because I can 4 months 4 months adwuma wo August September October November December ba ya na the coastal line nti end dey me to me predict but na me to me can say grassroots for ho ton won be compare MPP mre NDC mre time be no ho ton won you say obi apa ho ton won bottom won sika won suku ko SHS ya eye free no crane yade nkrofo kan for because nkrofo bebre ko school omo nim den so omo enya aboafo enu nti Ghana yenya won ho faso nti ni nyina ya de sese ye hwe
my baba reading messages in be e be cop of sasa o ba dog mpese o che wa dwene me cop of for no back because this issue about say e be call second round nkofo vote on manifesto ni ade wa dwene say
well me san kan bi o say Ghana manifesto ni obe kan say ye papa say ye den ye mfa manifesto nto aba there be unless I'm proving otherwise ade ba ko esan be higher pa ni sa corona yi say a campaign nkura so ehun be den gise parties no become very innovative say sebi in cafes we beto petrol be 1000 Ghana na ade akọ different places a we bet me use be 300 cedis through the internet and other means to me they are reach out na nipa hen na use internet that becomes our challenge Ghana has baby o ha o kokura ka nko ho nti campaign no a different way of thinking everything ought to be different nti nia obey very innovative obey yere no ho say obepe kwan fufuro bi afa so to reach out ama sabi say nsem na obeka obi say o sempa say sempa say the bensem how would the people get it how would they assimilate and appreciate where you are coming from memo say suma senior okay ana wenum ni omo kan na maybe feel say ebeboa mabrabo ana ebeboa oman no nti corona no be hardwene but we still have to live with it and find a better way of reaching out to the people but say ebeko second round say enko second round me dey say chefra hwe ase wa mutu oda ya den ya 7 December beba ye to aba na so be win first round and it even saves the country me that has been my prayer sa second round one waste sika and ukra the tension bound mining emwa
but are you the obe win in a landslide
that I hardly can
more than power between NDC and MPP no more than
on say me can me say o de wo hwe na trend na obi a 40% of the election even before we vote 20 na aka na ye kwa akopre ho 20 na aka na ebe gina wan ka say kwan a wo fa so a na Ghana ha so yes free and fair election Afia Mecca is Zupi Minsro Mecca. There has never been any election which is free in this country. No.
I see.
Ebinsi
free but fair there is we've had
fairness no cry subjective. It depends where you sit and what you look at. Enti when you kakra be ba niema ba ko mienu bia bia enkoye. Ye nyina ye hwe ho yie se. Hwe se omanu nipa dodo owu ajapade pi sei na be omanpanyi a wo na obebre.
Okay.
Empo se wo your opposition ni na se niema pi asai a wo ho a wo so obebre.
Okay.
Enti yenhwe I will always speak against electoral violence. Maka asafidie we ya so me say obi ka se asomasi mo nkofa dua monitor ma mo fa dua nko monitor no obi sa ne se wo offer ase wai wo mma wai omo medi anim me yenkoko ntokwa no wanfa o ma me nkoko ntokwa na yenkoto aba keke Ghana yenkoto aba keke ye turo din ne aba obi tue na yekoto aba so obi anhwe no ho yie yento aba no it should be one of the most here 2000 yekoto aba this is the most dangerous election obi esro 2016 the most dangerous election this year asem krona na yeka enconsider ben ye beka sa afi de sebi adenchi empanifo monima afi de yesu anyansa ya to aba no bia nko ne vie
in fact no na make can obi research document we on Ghana elections lawyer bi dia wa hwe Ghana legal systems no ne abato ne ade na o ka say tension na we Ghana 2012 na obi enu say e election petition ti enye dey anka bibi beti ye hu say the Supreme Court no enya akukudo shati obi down because time muntie 3 issue ne ba ye na the Supreme Court obetimi akasa na wuduru court na obense pani wo ho say John Kenkranche Hopsin Adoye Atubiga Binduri Boga ene friends Asami omu nyina ye de omu court ama court kati obi to size nti na nipa cross article na sama o kan say edru baby e sefata wo se court ndi ne na isi pon we say Ghana sumdwe beba omu ye nti obi ada ona because tension bi eni wonma e be rise wo Ghana abro 2012 the esi ye no judgment August 19 na Ghana ye lem na omo ka se na do oda bi de na do menyi ntum na do afafo na fre mahama o se masa ya accept verdict asemonko enye no ani nti it's good the can nyina good for democracy but mama ko amana na Professor Sari Asan Babak bi o yenye na dwenche wo say Lawyer Eric Alipu asem no anko ye prof ano pe mo good morning ni akwa baba critical issues so
Afia money me too nkache
ame ho ye nyankopon adar ma say covid adar ma ti obi entumi enko bebia na so aka broche ni so aka Ghana ha say ba prof mama nyi wadwe nche wa asemi ye no nipa lawyer Eric Alipu akasa ma ene one senior lecturer ene lawyer ye mama glory for egbodu anya chese ano baba ye nya asem keto akwa attention ba ye pa oh but it was beautiful debate na ye beautiful debate ya kan constitutional issue na iti yanko court because lawyer de oda hu jiri se mukra mu sheda ni case bi asa another lawyer safre yera obri yebo a e o ka se case na mo de court the kan nka wo say supreme court ka dismiss it because assembly ya clear our constitution also we are disappointed kwan supreme court and to me my judgment and sana legal vacation no sha ase mpacho ko ne so mame
Afia Sidasi say asem na ye de koye na nkasa no de ye muaye last quarter um koye no na ya de a ye frɛ no injunction because na ye court no esa omundi asem no into omuma obia entra ba bia otena ko si se wo bedi asem no but court na me movie motion no into na anopay na me another platform and na catch me appeal to chief justice ni say asem yi ehu hia pa eti say yentimi new enye kura ye wo ho a ye ni auditor general into within the next 10 days no wo mama a decision say president libetima direct auditor general na wo monka the president entimi direct auditor general na wo monka na just certainty emra system mu kakra na say no obia aka de opet too much enye makro no into the court no when such things happen court no need the only body won betimi aka who is right yeah I can the argument taken ehunia you know that's basically my position today the court should decide this way no within 10 days.
It is a court to be decided within 10 days here okay yeah because it appears one here just a legal vacation it October one sana or might be decided even on the injunction.
Injunction is the second of my mind, you know, that one is gone. It is the most important thing is the substantive suit itself.
Okay.
But now because the substantive suit, no, the court, no, and to me, na offer vacation 2 months. Not to me, no, not court, no, endorse what has happened because we are court of justice. It you know said be happy and cost year. You have to, especially when somebody has come to you, no, ultimately as a vacation. So, okay, 2004. Now we had a similar debate about whether or not the electoral commissioner can create 30 constituencies. Emma Papabi, your friend Luke Mensa, in this case, Luke Mensa Usinani, or the case for court. Now, case now the court. Affidavit in Kaho, one serving opposing parties. One yes, Osha, not also a court, no cry a political rate. No, but court, Nika, no, you want to say, or bet enforce what is in the constitution. Into all, they don't care, say, Aquano, and follow all the little technicalities. They see a constitutional issue. And they believe they have a responsibility to pronounce on the constitutional issue because they also understand that everybody in the country is talking about it. If the court not directly political parties, the electoral commission, and so on, who are not served and were not even named as parties, to provide written responses, and then the court decided that was the Chief Justice then was Justice Aqua. To me, you know, this is exactly what the Constitution wants in Article 2. And then, now we platform, the catch platform for it says, yeah, Supreme Court, no, not only do they have exclusive original jurisdiction in enforcing the Constitution, but also, no, one more jurisdiction, epistolic. Epistolic literature says, any common man should be able to write even a letter to the Chief Justice and say, as long as one raises important constitutional issue, no, they should give him audience. They shouldn't be so trapped by procedures. So so that they are not allowing meaningful development of the constitution. And that's why we cannot be a country 31 days, you need auditor general. If we don't have an auditor general, money should not be spent. They have to stop spending any money because money be overspent, The auditor general has to say whether or not they are spending it lawfully. But if you don't have a substantive auditor general, then how do you spend money? How do you run your financial system? So there's a crisis. And when there's a crisis like this, the court should come in. If I'm wrong, they should say I'm wrong. It doesn't matter who is wrong. The important thing is we have to resolve the question.
Doc, again, or disagree with the lawyer, no, or some disagree with you, a senior lecturer, Yama Gloria for everybody, and Gloria, then who disagree with Prof about.
Oh, near me can say, Auditor General or your Nipa Bako or representing institution. By institution, yeah, but it's a come minister ni ministry. To minister ni wa ministry na nyejuma, chief director ni ho, staff ni ho. They still work in line with the constitution. Into constitution no crack say Auditor General to me call leave of absence. Into Auditor General call leave of absence. We should close down the audit service. It's not possible. Constitution, no, I'm a provision about the audit service board, then the employees, the officers, and the Public Services Commission. It's efficient, and even the efficient administration of the board, of the audit services. It lies in the power of the board. It's the Auditor General, no co-leave of absence. There's a body, there's an institution. Okay. And Rebecca's the president to Kwaya, to Ghana, because we'll be anywhere.
Prof, but your response to the Senior Council can say?
Because the kind of constitution and Kasa, there were Auditor General, or no, only the Auditor General, they must sign Auditor General's report. And of course, he works with people, just like the president works with people. But to me, in Kasa, because there's an office of the president, into what directed president needs to uncle leave, and in his absence, what deputy you will be. No, even when the president decides to go on leave now, he is still in control of the presidency. So be acting for him. That person will still be taking directions from the president. It's a constitutional office. So he's accepted a constitutional officer. Who is the Auditor General? No. Yes, there is an audit service as a part of the public service. But nobody in the audit service, other than the Auditor General himself, and the Betima sign what audit reports. It is true, say Auditor General, Obetima could leave. But when the Auditor General co-leave, and yet President Nejuma say, Obe appoint you, say, who co-leave into Ombesha Sumao. There be on no Auditor General, because of the powers that he has as an Auditor General, Obetika as a deputy way may co-leave if you know when it comes to the audit of districts, if I saw but assembly be a friend. Who know share the audit of state-owned enterprises, but assembly be a friend. That's how it's supposed to work. But the president, chairman of electoral commissioner, who could leave. Now, after all, electoral commission, and it will continue to function. It's my point to be for on their acting. They are running chronic sadia, and then not just a growing because that means constitution and Casano and Tiasia. Maminka said, problem here, and yet no, starting in the 60s, so kind Ghana history. The first Auditor General, only a friend of Mr. Hincross, only Kwame Nkrumah because by definition, Auditor General audited presidency and so on. And we auditors so the about is only disagreements because over so you be honest so am how there. Into Kwame Nkrumah tried his best to bring the Auditor General's department under the Ministry of Finance. It never went. And so when we went to the Second Republic Constitution, they made it very clear that we want an Auditor General who is totally independent of everybody. It's all kind of constitution here. Send your mini glory, I cannot run one. There were Article 187, and there were Article 188, and there were Article 189. In Article 187, it talks exclusively about the Auditor General and his office. Then you have the Audit Service Board. But Audit Service Board, and then the board to the Auditor General, a board to the audit service. And the audit service is not the same thing as the office of the Auditor General. It's completely independent. Recently, Kenya, they had a similar case where the audit service board, their equivalent of audit service board, they were trying to give directions to the Auditor General. The Kenyan court completely no, you cannot have an auditor or taking directions from Obi, Article 187.1. That's the first thing they tell us. The Auditor General takes no directions from anyone. And that is the way it should be. Otherwise, then how do you even say, who audited? But the Audit Service Board, President, the Audit Service Board is made up of 7 people appointed by the President. Of the 7, 5 of them are appointed by the President. So you have an Audit Service Board whose membership is a majority President appointed. Then they are coming to oversee the Auditor General, and the Auditor General is supposed to provide an independent audit of the President. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe apart from being a lawyer and also a professor of accounting, I'm also an auditor, and I know how audit works. Audit, one auditor and independent. The audit has no value.
Okay. Prof, again, Uniabano disagree, but I know by final comment. Council, the point on any disagree. No.
Auditor General, no. Only wa obi to me act. So we share Act 584 Kenya. Audit Service Act no. And no constitution no na war sa act and my parliament passes sa act no. We share under section 5, I think. Yeah. The quorum a council audit service board no ebe appointed staff new officers ni ade and na send board meeting a board chairman ebe chair. It goes on to say so meeting pa the quorum of the meeting say meeting nipa 4 to me take a decision. Nipa 4
out of the 7-member board no?
Including the Auditor General. Na Brofo Beka say or in the absence of the Auditor General,
okay,
the person acting on behalf of the Auditor General can be, part of the quorum. It's a constitution, any parliament will say, Auditor General said, you, onye nyame, President, okay, say on the court, say President,
yes.
It's Auditor General, Obi can be appointed as acting. It's me when you say constitution can say a Auditor General can be Auditor General and you're subject to direction or control.
187 no.
And no, it's because we are looking for some form of independence. But at the same time, constitution, the parliament, we say, as I see a Juma. It's Auditor General ni wa yen to me yen juma. Emra kwan say to me yen juma. To me enka say Auditor General parking the bag and no call leave of absence.
Okay. Prof, Umpacho ma final comment on what you say.
Media Gloria say wa okano say at 584 eka say at the board meeting quorum no Auditor General can donate his way proxy to someone. That a simple corporate governance issue. As what he's saying is so Auditor General ni you are obeti back as who are here for representing me. And so that
no beka.
Lawyer ne buy and ebeye bo no contention ma. Lawyer obi ya bo akra ne between say Auditor General na kasa no entumi nkase we na enima de. Ba aye board no na be appointed.
Hey, nasa board
I say board no na ebeka.
So Debbie. Nasa
on share baby Auditor General na to me appointing the deputy.
Okay. Board Nankasa no. They have their 5 members and 2 institutional representatives. One from the Public Service Commission and one from the Auditor General's office. And the person from the Auditor General's office is the Auditor General. And he, when he's not there, can appoint someone to go and represent him. And the person from the Public Service Commission, the chairman of the Public Service Commission, on one hand, me appointing Obi Amana represent.
But I even already some provisions way free.
Sub 584, what Gloria is saying,
Okay, Audit Service Act, no. Okay. Section Ben, I can't
appoint you.
The at 584,
584, yes.
You see, sir, duplicates what is in the Constitution about the composition of the Audit Service Board. The composition of the Audit Service Board, no, have 5 members appointed by the President and 2 institutional members. One is the Auditor General and one is somebody from the Public Service Commission. And so the notion is that 5 members from the President appointing. That's how to represent the Audit General, who is somebody representing an institution. How can you even reason that way? I say, Yakase, Legon, Governing Council, no, 1 member, no, from public radio station. Then 1 mono Legon 4 no because radio station member no appointee how can you even seriously contemplate that kind of reasoning?
Okay. Mami na wase asem we yebe to also expand it. Ya that's baby Professor Sorry any eteninka from Florida oni etwetwe nkomo say wom de omu gina na omu gina say auditor general no right say okwa enko no mom kasa so mesi ana so benten na o megina ho emeye na adwuma ko say obefi ni leave no asan aba council now who disagree still la
like say auditor general onye appointing authority who share constitution ma appointment of other staff and officers of the audit service na board no na now who share act 584 no cross or another person appointed mami section 5 the quorum meeting no nipa for the forming quorum, including the auditor general, or in the absence of the auditor general, the person acting on behalf of the auditor general. And stress the auditor general the be nipa. It say you can appointment. Then you better back to the constitution. Other staff, appointed. Other officers are appointed by the Audit Service Board in consultation with the Public Services Commission. It's the Omuna Constitution and show specifically said they can appoint others. It's me who our Auditor General now be appointed. We say it's silent. There's nothing like that. It's the area Constitution.
Okay. Remember the final comment. But me read the message we say Abrante Bako or say if you have the problem is a constitutional issue. It's revolves around the Audit Service Board. And only at the end, if we resolve our constitutional issue now, you have problem. Be Esinam, Apasu, no see if you Hage, lawyer mami, lawyer Gloria for you because or you soft spoken. But up ponchepa asem no na waye nyakopon hia no ene adwuma kese a oye de asom Ghana man sa so na ye mame ewo cylinder Ghana cylinder manufacturing company MD CEO Erabna Esiam and I also send a message also if the process service position is not correct. Ghana cylinder manufacturing audit I say it's not correct. Audit service report was signed but not in the level signature per se. I will send you a copy of Omomo Diano. Na yehu and able say enya the level and for instance on company no or sign it until was or in consultation with the Audit Service Board. All state appointees cannot appoint personal representatives in their absence. Yeah, sir. Na ye chia emrano. Ye mame ye friends Rabna Esiam and or cancer. No some also enjoy program no very educative. Na seeks to improve good governance systems. So my regards to my former lecturer Auntie Gloria also chair of papa from Gimpalo faculty. Elder Okran Long Island US no say if you I'm not so privy to the laws what Ghana no any teacher audit service no but as a universal level no as an auditor because no so auditor New York abroach member Wall Street near there auditor general no must have checks and balances na to me money duty na aye adwuma enye say to me say because oye independent no checks and balances on one koso no nkoso papa wuli na oka say wo sakumo no say I disagree with Professor Asai because Auditor General no did not take his or her own accord and the code leave no. If he had gone on his own so called leave no and then could be say internal arrangement no come be for replacement but on want to mean say oh take a decision for the entire board abra omunye coin bia so omo man so sa oche ye chow anope so share live yes that's pa I'm watching ewo guta Greater Accra region say enchia dog Ochiankra Emma pa we very deep a ukasa wo sasem no ekwachi pa Accra mayor yera ajeso wase o wonkra no say if I'm enjoying discussion no wo say na ya me yase montimi anka ebreniti ne auditor general manso ne ti abrewe ya yekuni montimi anka ho asemba o say obi di video ba ko by which doctor bi enso so otum emma beye ya che no boga police fo akwakoche abante no ya say o no kra SHS kwa wanwie enso otisire mu say o ye which doctor boga police for akwache no enipa enan omuka no ya che omu nyina amo na mamobo ema be yie ne be che mu nyina ko say mo beja ase suba money no a moda na die ewo Ghana hanum say no ye no baba akono say if audit service in the law no very clear say the lawyer Gloria for Igbodu e kan 584 no ekire mu plain etima lawyer for bia anya ne bare search enchine a ye pese ye use interpretation bia de kire asem na say law no very clear was ye chim Rainbow Kaswa no say vim ye hwe mo pa mo ene adwuma kese amo ye sam jewu no say tension na ekoso politics the politician ya NDC ni MPP enom de ba abeta entry e wo London no say if I'm enjoying discussion no maame no lawyer no chia no ma mpa wa kire say yes e ma to me ye discussion bi nyese International Women's Day pe ene ye de ma beba wa ya de pa na Rainbow Kaswa no say if you panelists and no makasa pa especially oba no wo no chia Auntie Gloria e ma pa ne adwuma kese a wa ye no so of Afia Kaswa e no de the message we fra de ba Dixon Bodu e no say please if you talk about the cost of Kaswa long ramp bicycle interchange but that be any account as why and Akwabna J no say why should government official one become the headache for express the mama ye mo need inti ade na chinchin lawyer per se ye de no kwahye mama say no na ye determine na ye mo bi ehu brad do to no say the woman we pa de we a lawyer na so your political commentator we de oba be kire mama obi ehu ba bia owo Dixon Boyd no say if you please Abetifi hospital was at the foundation level when NDC left into omo ntumi capture no nka ho so omo achievement no omo kwahye say the Abetifi hospital anwe ne say anya aban we na eya enko munya obia Alberta entry o say lawyer no Eric alipo no oba momfa constitution ne ma no utum say lawyer Gloria for Igbodu wa ben pa momfa ma no na moma ne school kakra no nja say we ase chinye basa e na oba obeye no Dominic Ochinimu no say good work vim lady the issue is simple na eno ni say law no ye manya adwuma se Supreme Court na be determine o se de o ye ma ni nyina nya adwuma no obi ante ne ho ase na Dominic Ayiteko no say if you please give the lawyer unfold the constitution to read one day or expressing no ba say we confused ono akwa no asan ba be si echi aso o confuse ono aho enti mova constitution ne ma no no ono akasa nchem no hu say the asem o can say na eti Eric ansa no say the lawyer on the phone no ye hu ne law na o kan kra hwehwe yaso eye alipo asem na o consensus so ori ye bo ade na o kan no Abraham Eugene Meza Jr. was say lawyers pa the same lawyers no cannot even win one single case omo wi omo begina we radio so na omo kikan kan sema e de confusion eba eti mon kan chen ebi amano no say humbly help us to understand the constitution concerning this issue. Constitution also na ya kan nti say ebi a wonte ase da na bia emom na bia ya miss point at a pointer. Nti no what to me ahwe na why abante bi kwadwo nya ntechi no say if your questions shows where you belong. Na belonging somewhere a crime and even if some questions quite show where I belong. I say Ghana Hanum constitution so be our rights or to about wherever they belong. Afrejan kwase no to about nti wo de Mumpama tade bia se de mo ya no pa ene NDC ochina MPP nti mumpama tade na mfa cheme Alimbe Moses no say when what John Mahama has done Nanado hasn't done a quarter of it enti oni doc ankra ya adwen pa say sebe obi a oni adwen no beka say Mahama anya hwe obi a ye bibi na comparison no ene what all the adwuma nya say politics ye enti ne ye ne sa na a bail lane fine Barnabas no say he did well. The only thing is that we cannot remember him for anything except Airbus. Any government official one corruption wo Ghana anti catch a dog so my say ka no pass so ayebi ne mo do ye no ye nyintum Solomon White concern no say really a dog keeper asem wo kan ye ana wa hu ni ye na wo kan say no agozo amegbo kojo no say no one can say that at least we see terminal 3 amagana for timuni ma mon ko hwe na no mo fanya dance here Nicholas Eje no say NDC has already given her 4-wheel drive enti which 4-wheel drive me mo sem na mo ken Debbie, na vice president they turn up. Maybe the omuka ya cho. Anya say mama say me will range, me so range you can me tree be that. Say dia u ye na tanyanya just okra me nim. de bia ne
wa benya
amu sa ami kwabranya akono se mama de waye de so ye na mu Ghana fo na yese ye mpe de waye nti ne yetuti ano no nti eno so monte ase a ene no mutumi kwahyepo ono so ne de a ode aba no kwa me onyina no se liman kra de something enso incompetence zi na ekum Mahamad ya kan adwe ka che dok so ono so nti ase a onti ase ene ono so betumi aka na adwe yeso de yafa na yafa Mark Byron ese efia metie mu pa good job na na no pe ma ye no ene me ni age ma me no se de oba oni nunu am lawyer for do mi sie ni we che se e ma na ben pa o mutumi ka e ma ekomu ebi pa Edwin Emmanuel ose efia mo ene adwuma ene ma ye e wo critical issues we che se every Saturday bia we must make a date na fa ye nyina yitumi hwe se de ensem no ekoso James na na bafo ene na na kwa me botwe ose o mu nyina hwe be efia ye da se papa se mu nyina so mo enjoy discussion no e de amaye na mo bo enkomo so amaye nye final comment na fa ye ma fa final comment wa abre wana ye kunu 90 year old man no yes nke be registration but next week nyankopon ya adema ye be no ma wie phase 6 so
okay my minty we mfi water here can the independence of the audit service and as auditor general in corporate governance no okay independent is only on his work so what I say or chro report na oye na juma so obi emfie kire emmekire n say ye we menye we the independence is only on the work what I say nti say
he has to work with the team with the board
like the independence of it say or no in his decisions and any judgment no obi in kan kire n say throw away and I say throw away that's just about it the independence if you are Yeswa obia say opeso oye panyi opeso onyi nyame ma ne yin kire nti nyame ya ye obia dom wanya mfie aduokono 90 years na ye ka say oye bayifuo nti ya bona kono onim nia eye me yapa wasemi ho ni nipa dodo a na atwa ahia ho no obia ntumi anye ma me nipa na ahia ho nyina obia ntumi anga se ebia momie mfa ne nsie mpo ne hwehwem na spiritual matters de wo ye den kra judge se ne all kan se no kra se onye no kra ye pese ye chibaifo de a osanke ekofa ngofo fi India ene Benin ye ton ba ye wo ho ye ngofo fi Benin no omumomu yes ye kofa ngofo fi Benin ni India no mo me kire se susu ampa ma mi ye baifo na ya ekwan ya fa so mami anyare o wana ho wanya hwe ni abona kuno is disheartening say Ghana pa se ni anka ye wa badaya ye wonipa ahumobro ni udu ba bi na ekom de obi a obi o ha kakra o de be ka say o de age ya kwan ya fa so no na Ghana ye be kan se no ho acha aboso mienu beso miensa we de opanyini kwasi pra o si ficho obi bia na oka hu bia lawyer ni natie obe kire say o kofa adua kra ban mo ene ye de ball maame na wo so ka ho in fact omo na omo gina okra ye ku maame na omo anka hwe na omo anka sakra se ye de omo ka ho na ye nhwe se sa ne me na Ghana ye obabi ye se ye fe no witch camp so that is even where we got it wrong see ye nya baby say ye tumi hu se we mu ya baifo na woni ani hu obi owani se woni ani a hu obi owani asofo obi kura ka ho oh na we baifo ade na ommo mpa ye ma ba ye ntu na o say ye gina bibisi ye gina so e de ye bibi e papa ye nyina we so nka se bia which camp no kura ye begu no na nka enyempo na momadi kan ye no mo chi we ade na mo mfa no nko which camp obi na mo bo mami ye ku no ya mami wo busuafo is something just no good and when ye can efu aso say ye man ye legal system no ye strengthen no sanka we ba ye Ghana brofo de say lawyer okahu bi the wheels of justice grinds slowly mo brofo no just say enya dia mempetie ye ti Ghana ha o na MP member of parliament wada am obi de sika akọ wo ne minimum ku no ye da so wo court and some PS so SCC aladu ha ya na obi twi tuo wo se national security operative ah baby a wa pack ka wa pack ye o twetio ten wo de abo obi ekun yes o ye hwehwem a ye nima da ebe hwehwem awie enti oman ni nyina ye nyina entu ye hofo so oji obi nkwa da che wo so obekọ na bia ekwan a wo be fa so akọ no na bia wo de no kra akọ ye papa wo hwe video no pa the pain that they took the woman through Yankopon fa ye nyina abo ne nche it's so sad. People must be punished. We
so kono ma yes say on na okuta Afia no a wo video na no de bomb ame no
we so be koto abompa se nyame ma ne nyinkire we be Ghana woni se me ko ba bi wo China mmerewafo ne nkokora ye hye da asi ba bi amoma eho ne ye de o magu a na mi se home ye ko fankofo anopa edware o mo hwe ye ko fankofo no ma ba behwe hospital for abehwom akofa nkofo comedians mo ma be abe cancer se mamom the value Afia enkan no se asemsi ade na ye kan yanka se ekobisa abrewa enti se ye mpa abrewa de a then it means ye nya ready say ebetie nyansa enkankan fi omo a omanyi ewo ye society
doc ma me na wase awmetepa ne ya so na video ba ko so ba ye no so ye say which doctor ba ko so sa omakwa kwache enipa nsia boga police for akwakochu enipa nsia opinion no head of gender center ewo office of the president Auntie Angela and was sending message say boga police akwakochu nipa num e de aka ho ntinye we mu nko a ewo baby bebre okọ central region abehwe no mo say ho ahwan
we ni abampo ni ehu
bebre ewo atigla wo de wa ye adwuma we ya che ema kase ye pushama de na moji tu ma which is camp no na dog kase no cry wrong
me gidi say is ye hwe constitution na ye say obia mamre bia ensem fata no etia constitution tia wo si ejan eni si ye bone into which is can be suspect say wo ache me aboma be ye titi wunyi ncha nya me ye wadom na wunyi ncha me ye sure say
emma nko hobi
o so memma dey see ye chesa wa
emma bi so ya bayifo
ye say wa ben wo ye ku obe ya wa ben tie no ye suro ye tua aka no ya sro bonifacius de me makinka nyo me bi be ya de e wo ho it say tro kosinum ne ye kunafo amamra ye emfata constitution article 26 essay 26 to constitution bi amamre bia emwa no epre nipa na ekum nipa na ye nipa no etia constitution etia Ghana na esesi giant witches camp no esesi giant ma ye bo won be ye ni witches camp me da si achiwe no ma ye mfa aprosifo ni attorney general ye hwe ni mfa nye suahunu na suade no obi enhu se obi oba abesiwa na oba penny oba wanya ni menopause na abrewa so oye beifo a woni so wo feel so oye beifo a woni to me say wo de ye kan sen pin ana won sakra beka no nti o wen message say ye bomodian tell
it must be swift
ba kun major
mahama bala ya wonyi ni se no na nkofo bebe kasa ase o man ne ye nya atuma major mahama de o man ni nyina be mami ase ho attention kra no kofom de wo se ye pressure wo se ye ma ban no kofom kofo kasa ase
ye chi won ye gusu chi won ti ye ni won asem no bia hu ni ye form so mu ye bu won fa yemra no ene wo mo ye kan eni na mestre se sa amamre bone ni amamre tantan na ye de ye titu ema ye hwe ni yi na emwa kra ema man no ye koye chi so se baby akọ nanim ti mesremu are bi wo fie ana ebi wo wabusuam ana wo krom a kachire wa sorry mpanyimfo muslimi mpanyimfo mo ne ye kan se mo followers enka se sa mamre tantan no emra constitution kwa so
ye mpanyimfo ase na edit na nanya akon sarong no say Auntie Gloria nyakopon shop just love you keke and then some waka ewo TV so ni ade nyina bob na no say I believe both pastors so ka ho om no sorry just na we e before no no ya UTV ye story bi a no so ka so ashalaja haya maami a wo se ne badi emfiedu miensa wo se tofo bi say akra ne ye before to abuna monkoku no enipa na beje akra no kan ne koku no kra ashalaja haya ti asofo no so amoso de mpa mesika mada de bia mututu beye no mo so fire go burn you people mun kwa na mo wani amudi tutu beye je se de bia mo nye de be ma planting for food and jobs ade na so for bi nkoye miracle say ma ye ene afuo be yaba koko yi free atamils ni president Kufuor abreso a yenya 1 million metric tons so why miracle yenya 1 million munye bida de bia beye say aden e ma so nkwa na de bia beye oh nti me na brand ne send message no na sule mental munta was Afia mo ani adwuma mo ye pa have enjoyed any critical issues na Dixon Boadi no say or can be a chair George Quincy please don't be too attached to a political party ye independent minded independent kasa wait any with that independent mind yes sir they be obi baba TV so beka e na yes sir omo ye independent expert oba TV so kwa ompeso obeba me ne abrantie eye adwen pa depends ese nyakopo enhya mo na Danny Dako e no say Alexis Park imagine this let your head control your heart why no one say politics inti what dey beba I say so it is and I say Auntie Gloria we a great woman pa I just love ejuma why no na Auntie Gloria ka say kan article 26(2) or say all customary practices which dehumanize or are injurious to the physical and mental well-being of a person no are prohibited and na nkofo bebe ka say na Ministry of Gender aban attorney general ono so fail say yatena ho no mama campus atena wa say dehumanizing to nipa da seni a breach of constitution aden ye tenkra ha na constitution wa na no say yekum kofo we nya first time na just o man na kasa ye fail o man Vasco wo su Vasco anope ye chair also enjoy critical issues by that's papa Elder Okran no see if yes but you did see you did but a little of what I wrote kindly refer to it I know Mr. Summarize na wa na my confused nti Elder Okran message or dey e ba ye eno no nti abusa fa na mase ne fa se da kese me mama Gloria for Igbodu lawyer kese pa wo GOP law consult wa denta was a senior lecturer wo Gimpa law faculty was a senior lawyer so boy am na ya tinse bebe so gender activist or ye adwuma nye ne ahyase kra ansa na gender activist so here it is Facebook they be ye dey kra ye mba kra no mo dikan kra ma even the establishment of Waju e ma na beda ne dofsu we mo and omo yes adwuma ye mama Gloria for Igbodu na no ye lita nom ne Arc Foundation Angela Jamna Boagem o ma ye adwuma pa wo Ghana ye kra de sope ene ete anoma ye de ato aso bebe ho a o se etumi ye Dr. Ocheankra echa de wo Central University o san ye consultant public and governance institutions so ntem aje so boy bebe pa wo nsem no emoko Central University abekwa kotoma o ye research mi ade ama enkrofo se o mo cha de wo zoom ni ade amusuafo emperifo o mo ne ye kasa wo phone so na zoom nyina ye de o mo nyina ase na aha ene ye de critical issues no ebesi ye frame Afia Pokua nyakopon ya adoma ye be share next week ase da kese enkoma cute cat parlor wa beka junction ya o mo na je ne ye ba wigi anu ma me bia ahye pa so na free anti free wo makola the boy fashion jewelry so na my ubuhu so bi she watch ne necklace ne asomade ne ade ne too much pa o madam o ye wedding na party kese bia na bibi ope bi simple nya dia che afa na ete waso da bi simple owo no ho ope kese so ade ope so bi ato nka se wo no what yes party ma eno so de okwa the boy fashion jewelry wo makola ono so ebe ma obi asira kese enkoma your production team no Prince Obi mpe sika Boama Randy Rasta obi a asira kese enkoma MC afo nyina nyakopo enhya mo enwumre obeti enka wo best entertainment na mama Brown ene empedifoni na ba betena se ene ye twegusa ne nyina ye de bebre mama ne nyina wo se de ensem ne tiabusa ya na mase papa na fie fa ne nyina ensia no nyakopo ya adoma next week the program for ebebem adamasi ama munya mo enehwe